Test. No, I got it. I guess it was just busted out. Yeah. 3BGB. I think this is episode 47. I don't know. But I'm gonna tweet it out. This is the Seguin River Monsters special, man. In many ways. Tons to talk about there. I got all my Seguin River Monster stuff. We can go down on the bumper just a tad. I don't know. It's good. I don't know if anybody. That's the spot right there, maybe. Oh, wait a second. Is this it right there? Copy that link. And then let our millions of fans that have been waiting. Dutch, how you been, man? Been a long time since we've done this. Oh, dude, your sound's messed up too. Let me mess with this. Do a testy.
Hello.
All right, we're back.
Gotta turn it up. Gotta crank it.
Well, I just went down and back up. It's like the mics. And we can show people our featured cameras because we have a special one that most shows don't really have. You know what I'm saying? Like most people just don't have.
What we're showing right now, the bathroom cam.
Well, yeah, you get the bathroom cam. Yeah, that's. And here, I'll also just show, like, if you keep it on the bathroom cam.
Go for it.
I can drop my headphones and then go in there. Like, if I have explosive, like, some kind of bowel situation. And I'm like, I really need to get this point off on, you know what I'm saying? On some kind of. Then I can come in here. And I can just say, look, dude, straight up.
Take a seat, man. Literally. Take a seat.
Like the National League is not the National League anymore. It's called the NAL, the New American League. And then I can get that out here while I'm taking a dump. You know, like
it's the new thing that's going to start a trendsetter.
I don't know why most shows don't have that camera.
There's also this cool one that shows the equipment set up right there. I think it's pretty fancy. And there's our brand new, just literally made banner that we have for a backdrop.
I like it.
Your laptop's on.
The driveway.
The volume on your laptop is on.
Oh, that's his thing.
Oh, it's your phone. I was like, I hear some fucking
Sorry
noise.
about that.
I know we're a little dark, but fuck it. We could figure out the lighting situation, so we decided to go, and we did.
So many problems this morning, really. I don't know where anything is because we just moved.
It's a new setup, yeah.
And we've never set up in here, but it looks good on your. I can see it on your laptop. That looks nice.
Maybe it looks. You know what? Maybe because I'm looking at the monitor in front of me, and it looks darker on there. But I mean, yeah, on my computer it looks pretty good. So, fuck it. That's usually what I say to everything. Fuck it. Can't get it to work.
I mean, it is whatever. I just get it out, and then it's been so long, buddy, that I want to give the shout outs to ATG and MILB Hat Billy, who were very supportive for the Seguin River Monsters season. You know what I'm saying?
I believe they were in every live stream of the game too.
I try to throw the graphics up when me and Lewis would think of it, but you made most of the season. It was the second half of the film. If you want to talk about the 40-hour film fest.
I mean, sure, if you want me to.
Smoky Joe.
I feel weird talking about myself, but
anyway, love to those guys. We'll come back to that. It's a very disorganized show today, so we'll go.
But I think our banner really tells the story of how far we've come, because now we have a custom backdrop.
Yeah.
I mean, look at it. It's fucking cool.
Sick.
I like it.
It makes me want to go, spray paint train underpasses, really.
Well, you can't see the other things that spray painted on, but once we get it higher, once we get it higher, you'll see all the cool artwork that we did. It was a co-design. We literally just got some spray paint cans and said, let's create art. And that's what we did.
We did.
It's pretty fancy.
I like it. I mean, did go to art school for like 7 years, and I did that 3 looks like a 3. It is cut off, but you know what you're gonna do. But let's see. Oh yeah. All right. Well, I guess we'll just go over some rough segments. And
Bonnie said he likes the new studio.
Bonnie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's right after the country. I got my slides.
Slides. For people that don't know, that's very, very common style here in San Antonio. Slides.
Slides are common. They're my going notes.
I can't see my shoe, but I'll take my shoe off real quick. I got my low cut FUBU shoes here.
Yeah.
Nice, easy slip on, slip off kind of thing.
Those are nice there. You get my nice pasty legs in there. These 47-year-old legs are like this close to a kickflip, and we'll film that next show.
I can't do a kickflip. Now on a BMX bike, that's a different story. I don't know what I can do actually. It's been a while since I've done some BMXing shit.
Well, it's yeah, dude. We get out. The idea was with the 810 Mini has 4 camera slots, so we would have.
I'm just ladies music play.
Yeah. You're in charge of the music. Do what you want with that. The 4 camera slots. I'm saying we could have like 2 in here on the show, 1 in the bathroom, because I feel like that's really important to most sports talk. And then we have the remotes like we had at the field for the center field camera.
Yeah.
So we go really far. So we could set up a camera like doing nature watch to see if we caught any like raccoons or possums in the backyard. We could put it down on the basketball court, or I could put it out on the street and we just walk like passers-by walking past the front yard.
Catch people sneaking around.
See if they're checking the door handles on your car or whatever.
There was
isn't it like the Today Show? Don't they have like people just like walking by?
Yeah, in the background.
The window?
Yeah,
That's what we need. It's like that. We're as famous as the Today Show.
We're actually more famous. The reason we turned down the offer to work with them is because, like, I simply said I don't want to wear a suit, and they're like, "Well, it's part of the job." I said, "Well, I'm out," and I left.
I'm gonna get into a chocolate eclair.
You should. I ate my tacos already. I had some mini tacos down there at the 7-Eleven, but it's pretty good, man. I had I know I'm very aggressive. I had the shits this morning, and what did I do for breakfast? I go get some greasy ass tacos.
And you can continue the show right in the cam.
It's like, hey, I know you guys don't want to see this, but it's live, you know what I'm saying?
Cam. But yeah, man, I'm really proud of the River Monsters. I want to talk about them. I want to talk about head coach Tony Perez. Talk about the leadership out there. And
he was like the guy in Braveheart with the fucking sword in the air. It's like, ah.
I texted today. He was the modern day baseball equivalent of Ernest Shackleton. If you're familiar with Ernest Shackleton.
No.
Great book to read.
Speaking of books.
What are the other ones you had for bumper? Anyway, I'm going to go here. I'll bring that one down.
Speaking of books, I have a book that I'd like to read from today. One of my favorite books. I'll tease it, as you say.
Yeah, tease that. Show that to Cam too. So, there you go. Basic Electronics.
So I'm going to be reading a passage from this Basic Electricity book. It's one of my favorites. I have a passage saved that I would like to read.
Yeah.
So we'll tease that as for later. I think some people will be shocked by the authenticity. I can't speak. And the honest of it. It's a really good book. It saved my life. Honest Electricity.
Electricity and electrons and nuclear physics and how those move around is fascinating. Sometimes we'll watch like this dude Mark Rober on YouTube, and then I'll rub
Mark Rober's pretty cool.
Balloons on Liam's head and hair, and then we'll attach them to other things that play with static electricity in the house.
Did you ever, speaking of electricity, did you ever stick your tongue on a 9-volt battery?
All the time as a kid. I was like, what's that taste? That's what in my brain I was like, what's that taste?
And I knew it would hurt, but I did anyway just to be like, because why not? I like the reaction when people say, you're stupid. I was like, I'll do it again. Why not?
But
how's your donut?
I'm working on an eclair.
I have 3 fucking drinks over here, dude. I have a Sprite, a Dr. Pepper, and some kind of water.
But I don't think I'm going to go through every single River Monsters guy. I think that's going to take me over the course of like 3 or 4 shows to go down like my favorite plays from each dude and the kind of like clutch stuff that clutched up during the season. But for this one, I kind of want to just like go top down, but really the leadership out there, and then Coach Tony Perez, because there's different ways you can approach leadership. But Ernest Shackleton, excellent book, Perseverance, I highly recommend if anybody wants a really fun book to read. Ernest Shackleton, for those who don't know, was on an Antarctic expedition.
This is what Barney said.
Yeah.
He's like, I know that. I don't know why.
Yeah, he's awesome. So he was on an Antarctic expedition, and they took their ship like into some bay in Antarctica, which you could actually maybe with like an ice. This is like early, maybe 1900s, like where you could kind of break the ice and get in there. And then it got way cold, and they got effed, and they got froze. Like you're already on a desolate continent. And so, like, you're just gonna die. Like, you're on Antarctica in the like early 1900s with like your ship supplies, and that's it. And he was just a real positive dude, man. He was. He's like, all right, well, we're stuck, so let's grab our supplies that we got, and then take like the dinghy boats or the other boats and kind of craft some sleds, and then make our way back to the shore. And then, like, we'll kind of sail to the next island, then we'll sail over to Argentina or whatever, and we'll get some help, and we'll bring ships back and rescue the crew. But the way he kind of, like, matter-of-factly, like, whatever, we're stuck, we'll figure it out. Like, that's kind of how he went about everything, and he did. He got literally, they were doing, I forget, they had a lot of supplies, obviously, but they would do, like, a play. They were like, okay, we're going to do the company, like, the crew's going to put on a performance today or next week. Everybody practice your parts.
Yeah.
Like, they were doing this kind of shit in Antarctica. It was crazy how positive they were, and the story's amazing, but he eventually does make it back and find somebody, and they go, who are you? You know, like, First Civilization's like, oh, I'm Ernest Shackleton. I need to, like, send a communique back to England or whatever. And they're like, yeah, whatever. Shackleton died like a year ago. Nobody's heard from them or their expedition. He's like, yeah, no, we're still there. Like, where I need to send ships. So he survived. His whole crew survived, but the odds against which they survived was amazing. So, like, the being down but not out, I think, speaks perfectly to the River Monsters and Coach Tony Perez's attitude that kind of pervaded the entire team. But that's like my main talking point, and then we can talk about Wander Franco and 14-year-olds. And
the thing that irks me, obviously what happened with him, it sucks as a race fan, but like how people are more concerned with their fucking cards value than they are about another human being kind of pisses me off, you know? Like, they're like, oh, my card value went down. It's like, dude, these are human beings, and you should be more concerned about human life than some fucking baseball card.
The baseball card value.
And I've gotten into arguments with people. Not arguments, but just disagreements with people, I would say.
I hadn't seen that, but that's... I mean, I shouldn't laugh, but... Yeah.
It sucks, but, like, the Rays... Look, man, the good thing about... Well, not say the good thing, but the thing I guess I could take away, as they say, the silver lining is we've got... In our farm system, we're loaded up with shortstop, so we can replace him. Will he be as good as him? Who knows? Man. But we have potential candidates.
The first like scandal I kind of remember was something like that crazy age it was actually in the Northwest. It was God, I can't remember their names, but it was like a female teacher had sex with her student.
You hear about those all the time.
And this was like in the 80s.
I should hold it like Xavier Woods does. And hold it like this.
Yeah, and it was like a huge scandal. And I think there's like been some comedians that have said, like I think it's different when it's a dude that's like the young one, you know?
Yeah.
Like the high school fantasy with the hot teacher. Like somehow it's different. Some comedians have had much more like high level hilarity on that. But the weird part about the one in Washington was that dude, she went to jail. Like, that teacher went to jail.
As she should, yeah.
And then when she got out, guess what? They got married.
Huh.
They're still together.
Which is crazy. Like,
I don't know, man.
It's weird.
But yeah, the Wander Franco one, when it goes the other way, you can't be the dude. So you can't Wander Franco it out, dude.
The first girl, like, he was like, oh, parents approve, and he thought that's, I guess, understandable because no one had a problem with it. But like other people are coming out now, so now it's looking really bad. And I at first I was kind of like, well, we'll see, like the facts come out, like the case, do people do their research and stuff.
Well, he looked bad.
Yeah, now it's kind of like, I don't know.
From the get, as soon as it started trickling out.
Because you were a lawyer, so as most things go, there's never just one instance. There's always
I don't know.
multiple.
Once I heard 14-year-olds, I was like, oh, dude, you're hosed, man.
I got
There's
pissed.
No...
I took to my wife, and I was like, you know what fucking happened just now? And I showed her the news article. She's like,
Franco, man.
No way, no vato. I was like, I know.
Yeah, that's real bad. But the weird part is... And again, I'm not approving of it because it's super messed up.
I think the girl has a kid. I think too.
From him?
No.
From another?
No, I read somewhere that she might have a kid, but it's not like for certain. It was just like a maybe kind of thing.
I don't know, but
it's kind of fucked up.
Wasn't it like 1800s or whatever? Like there was like governors back in the governors in the southern states like marrying 13-year-olds and stuff like that.
I wouldn't put it past them,
marrying
honestly.
like arranged marriages and stuff.
We know that Leonard Skinner loves the governor.
It's like all over the U.S. Like, I married my cousin. She was 12 at the time. You're like, wait a second.
Yeah, I know a lot of people. Yeah, in olden times would marry their family, which is fucking weird.
The olden days is weird, but guess what, Juan Franco? It's 2023, so yeah,
but
it's pretty bad, dude.
Yeah,
but
if you see pictures of her, you look at her, you look at the photos, and she looks young,
dude. It's
like
bad.
Like if I was dating somebody, and I back in the day I was 21, and I was dating a girl who looks kind of young, I would question. I was like, hey, I was just wondering, can I see some kind of ID because you look like you might be underage?
You know what I really hated? I hated the dudes that were like, horning in on high school chicks that weren't in high school. I was like, dude, we have an uphill battle anyway. We're losers and nerds, and now some community college dude's going to try to date a junior? What?
Kind of like, what is that movie, Fast Times or some shit, where he's like, the thing I like about high school, I get older, the girls stay the same.
Oh, that's
what is
Dazed
that?
and Confused, man. That's McConaughey.
Yeah, he's like, all right. Yeah.
Baseball movie right there. You know what's about a funny crossover from... baseball and filmmaking is Dazed and Confused guy that did who's that director? He's an Austin guy. He's a UT guy.
Matthew McConaughey.
No, the director though.
Him. I don't know.
Oh, dude, I gotta find it. But he played college ball at Sam Houston State.
Baseball?
Yeah, let me find it. He's a famous director. But
I never heard of him. I might know his face.
He made tons of movies. He made Slacker, was kind of like his first indie.
Oh yeah, I remember Slacker.
Dazed and Confused director. We'll just
hey Google.
Yeah, Richard Linklater is who it is. Linklater played, and he made another movie that's a pretty good baseball like comedy about his days at Sam Houston State. And I forget the name of that movie. It's kind of a sequel actually to Dazed and Confused.
You know who I would wish write a movie? I don't know his real name, but his character, Coach Kent Murphy. I feel like that comedian could write a great comedy.
Yeah, I tried to track that comedian down. I think he lived in Hollywood and wrote. So he was like a writer. Maybe he's in the strike right now with SAG-AFTRA.
I don't blame the writers going on strike. Like I'd watched a video of somebody explaining the layers of it, and it's kind of fucked up because of like streaming and shit. They don't need as many like. Because they work for a short amount of time,
yeah,
and then they're out of a job for a couple months because how streaming works. They release everything at once, right?
Well, isn't it? They're trying to get AI to take out the writers. They're like ChatGPT is like writing. They're like, we just want ChatGPT and artificial intelligence to write the sitcom, and then you guys come in and brush it up, and then you don't have any rights because you didn't write it. It was just the computer that wrote it.
I refuse to like.
I
refuse to use AI for anything.
Well, I'm with you on that because
the only thing that I kind of like, okay, whatever. Like, I want to write a movie about this. What are some ideas that you could help me with?
Yeah.
Like, ideas, not write the script for me. Just what are some good ideas that I could maybe bounce off of or something?
Yeah,
but even then, I'm still like, you know what I'm saying?
I've seen some ChatGPT stuff, and it does sound really smart and organized, and that's what I don't like about it.
Yeah, it's definitely.
It's like unprofessional productions that we do.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck. I refuse to use AI, and I won't use AI. Like, that's like one thing that I'm firm on.
Well,
like now they have AI where they can edit your video for you. You literally give it the footage and you give it the script, and like it feeds it and it pops out.
AI is listening to this right now, and
I know they are.
It's the first. If you're the first one, they're
down.
They're gonna kill. They're like, oh, this guy doesn't want to play. He doesn't want to play ball with us. I'm gonna go grab a napkin. I'll be right back.
That's what AI said. Well, since we're talking about AI, I guess I'll sit here and talk about AI. You know, there's a difference. You can tell it'll never be able to grab the human aspect of something. Like you can, you know what I'm saying? Like you can never completely be a human. Granted, sometimes you can't tell. Like you know what I mean? But can fucking AI make donuts? Probably not. What happened? You don't have napkins? Yeah, dude, but fuck AI, man. Like, I don't use AI for shit. Like, you know. I fuck around with it to be funny, you know. Like, one time I asked it, I got homework, dude. Should I do my homework or watch a movie? It was like, you should probably do your homework. I was like, fuck you, AI.
What about AI umpires?
AI umpires? Absolutely not. The human element of, like, missing a call, it's great, you know. People make mistakes. Unless you're Aaron Hernandez, you just don't know how to fucking umpire.
TCL had one guy. Oh, if Louis Solis ever sees this, had one guy, and Preston Freeman knows who I'm talking about.
I know
he
there
was
was
an old gray-haired guy, man. His zone was so bad.
There was a few guys I remember, like, we would watch them. They were terrible. Like, it was a clear, like, ball. He was like, strike. And, like, you know, you could tell, you know what a strike zone is, right? And you could clearly tell watching the camera from the, like, outfield, like, yo, that's a ball. And I remember, like, every game that I was there, I wasn't there, like, a lot, but I was there a little while. And every game that I was there, you'd be like, I'm about to lose it. These umpires.
My beef was...
And they would show up right before the game starts, too. Like, literally, like, seconds before.
My one beef, and again, I always have to caveat.
No,
I always have to caveat. If I was
Oscar can't win an AI. AI can't win an Oscar.
If I was an umpire, I would probably be worse. So I'm like the armchair quarterback, basically being an inferior umpire, telling umpires better than me how they suck. So that's given. But the thing that will kill you about a strike zone is you have a bad strike zone. That might be okay if you're a guy who likes calling 2 inches outside off of the plate, and that's what you do, and you do that all day. That's actually kind of okay because everybody's like, okay, he's calling that.
Yeah.
The problem I got is
you gotta be consistent.
Yeah, when you're calling like 3 inches off the plate for this, and then we go to the 8th and 9th inning, and then all of a sudden the strike zone is like 4 inches wide, and everything has to be piped, and there's no corners, and it's all you just don't know what you're getting in the at bat. That's what kills me.
Which I felt like some of those umpires were doing.
Yeah, there's one guy who was consistently erratically bad.
Because at least they weren't Angel Hernandez. That motherfucker.
There's some bad umps in the MLB, which is kind of crazy because
bring that 7-year-old kid. The
MLB umpires, this is kind of crazy. So the MLB umpires, I believe it's kind of the same, right, as like a professional baseball player. You have to work your way.
Yeah.
A ball, double A, triple A, and then you get to the show. So Angel Hernandez and all these other dudes started out like in minors somewhere and made it up
at the bottom.
And then they got to the show and they sucked. Mm-hmm. But I think sucking might have to do with their ego.
Correct.
You know, it's a psychological.
Oh, they throw those years around. I've been doing this for 35 years. Don't tell me how to do my job. It's like, well, I've been playing baseball my whole life too. So let's discuss.
Oh, I know another. This is a random thing. I tweeted it. Koshin Stadium in Japan. It's called. They just call it Koshin, I guess, when they have the huge mega high school tournament of every high school. It's like the March Madness, essentially. You know, it's like nationwide single elimination, get to the top, and then you're the champion high school team of Japan, and it's a huge deal.
It's crazy how important high school baseball is over there.
It's so important that it actually kicks a professional team out of their own stadium for a month. The Hanshin Tigers, that's their home stadium, and they have to go play in another stadium while Koshin is going on. And some dude like Gaijin Baseball or one of those dudes on Twitter posted the link. He's like, here, Koshin's live. You can watch it right now. And I was like, for real? And it's like Japan Yahoo, and I clicked on it, streaming free. I was just watching like 17-year-old Japanese kids just throwing gas.
That's how I watched the home run derby this year. Somebody was streaming the game.
So scroll through my tweets and find that, because Koshin's going on right now. It's insane. Everybody's playing. Everybody you've ever heard of, Ichiro, Yu Darvish, like everybody you've ever seen is.
What's his name? Roy Saki is.
Roki, like all
yeah,
these dudes.
I always fuck up his name, dude. But yeah.
All those dudes have probably been in it, so it's kind of a fun time if you're into that kind of stuff.
And unfortunately, here in Texas, it's all about high school football. But
semi-related to that, before I go down the rabbit hole, you ever remember when we were watching those weird videos in the office of dudes just wandering around Japan, like getting on trains?
Yeah, those are cool.
I like those. There's one of a dude just wandering around like Koshin Stadium for like 45 minutes. Like outside and in. It's pretty cool. There's like, I wouldn't have known this, but outside the stadium, there's like a huge mural for Babe Ruth because he visited that stadium.
Yeah. I've never seen that. I like the ones that, like, this guy, he goes to different sleeper things, like sleeper hotels.
Oh, the little cubes?
Yeah, or the boat ones, like overnight boat rides or buses. I don't know why, it's just so calming, because it's just like ambient noise.
Yeah, they're just like,
it's very calming.
Because he's not talking to anybody, just like just walk around. The Koshin one also, and this was super confusing to me. The guy he arrives at the train station, walks over to the stadium, like walks completely around the stadium, and then goes in center field, and nobody takes his ticket. He walks right past, it's funny. He walks past the KFC. They have KFCs all over Japan. Walks past the KFC, goes through some concessions, and spits out right in center field, and nobody took his ticket. And I was like, what is it, free? And then he walks around the center field bleachers, and there's huge fences that keep you from getting down the lines or like in the right field or left field corner or behind home plate. So it's almost like, is it a public park, like public access? If you want to see baseball, you can go to Koshin in center, and there's like a certain amount of designated seats that are just bleacher free. And then if you want better seats, then you get a paid ticket inside. It was weird. I don't know how that worked, but he did not pay to get in. And there was a game going on. The stadium was packed. But I don't know. What else you got? There's some MLB standings. I guess my rough segment list was Seguin River Monsters, the 48-hour film that you did, Houston starting to hate. Because
Astros, right?
Well, because you are down on the Stros. And the entire time that we've ever done the show, I always try to defend them. I was like,
I'm the opposite. Yeah. I just don't like that organization.
Like I just had their back. I was like, dude, there's been a lot of sign stealing scandals in baseball.
There's a few players back that I've liked in previous years. Like I like, obviously Bagwell and Berkman, Dickie Thon, obviously.
Dickie Thon, greatness.
They've had some, like I said, they have players I like. I just don't like the franchise.
But now Houston Twitter's starting to rub me wrong. I was like, dude,
like the official site or fans?
Just fans on there, like all these. I follow a lot of Houston dudes, and I was just like, everybody's shitting on him for the stealing scandal. I was like, whatever, dude. I think these guys are good ball players. But now they're trying to shit all over the Rangers because we're doing good this year, and I'm just I'm not.
Let's not forget, you guys sucked for the longest time, and then bandwagon fans come around when they start doing well, and they act like the lifetime fans.
Yeah, so
Get out of here.
That's one segment, and then I got I refuse to call the National League. It's not the National League anymore. It's the new American League, NAL. There's the AL and the NAL. And then Sabre 52, the big
that meetup thing,
nerd baseball conference, was in Chicago this year in the middle of the season. But next year, it is after the Seguin River Monsters season. It starts on the 9th or something, and it's in Minneapolis.
Do they have
Sabre 52 is Minneapolis.
Do they have it? What is it? Members only?
Yeah. And then I guess my other two, I'll forget because I just randomly go. But Immaculate Grid is kind of fun, but I want to ask you what your preferred technique on Immaculate Grid is. Because half the time I'll cheat.
Oh, I never cheat.
And the other half the time I'll guess. The only reason I cheat is because I don't really post it when I cheat.
Yeah,
I just want to see if I can actually find a guy that played for them that I'd never heard of. Did this guy? So I'll mess around on Baseball Reference just to find a guy and fill the square. But I was like, that's a cheat. I didn't know that, So
I will say the easier ones for me are when they have a Tampa Bay on there.
Yeah.
But that's obviously, because I'm a fan. I've seen people come and go. But
Yeah. So, and it's like, let's see here. So, yeah, Immaculate Grid talk. And then one of the guys I found in Immaculate Grid cheating was Jim Lonborg, if I'm saying his right name. I'll have to look. No, I cheated. I didn't know because it was like, I think it was like a Red Sox Cy Young winner. And I go, well, I know that has to be Clemens, and it was probably for sure Pedro.
Pedro's a go-to, yeah.
I didn't know, but like I had a couple I could fill that, but I wanted to see if I could like get my rarity score down. So I was just like Googling like Cy Young winners, and I came across this dude, Jim Lonborg, and then I went and looked up his Sabre bio, which was really interesting. And, but I mean, that's a cheat. I put it in, and my rarity score got low. So I was just like, that's kind of fun.
I've never got 9 out of 9. I usually get like 6 or 7 out of 9 because sometimes there's just some teams I do not know the history too well of this team.
Yeah.
So I don't know who to pick.
But anyway, what are your segments there? You got some Tampa Bay Rays action, Glass now, filmmaking. What's on the music front with you in punk rock?
Listen to bands, yeah. I mean, I haven't made music in a long time, but listen to bands, discovering new bands.
What's up with the ATG? You've been making some really cool ATG content.
Like I made that
tribute stuff.
I made that 100 subscriber video because I was like, I just want to make something cool. So I sat there I watched so many of their fucking videos.
So good.
And so I picked out some of my favorite ones because I feel like everybody knows they know baseball, but I feel like you need to see their comedy side. So that's why when I was watching videos, I was like, what are moments when these videos that are funny? And so I found some that I liked when I was watching videos, and I put them up. I tried to make it look like you were watching TV, right? That's why I had the commercials in there and shit.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought that was great how you did that. That was really nice, and ATG is so much. It's right up there with Trailer Park Boys as far as just
they're funny, the way
they're just
Bonnie and Jake work,
hardcore funny.
Where they play off each other, because Bonnie's always the guy saying stuff, and Jake says stuff here or there, but Bonnie's always it's funny. They're funny dudes, yeah.
They're funny bastards.
I do like how Jake with the cell phone, he's always looking stuff up. He's like, what do we got? And he's pulls out his phone. He's like, well, today.
That's such a good format. And then
they had this clip that was really fucking awesome where they were playing wiffle ball or something in the backyard, and Bonnie took a swing and takes his hack, and you hear this whack, and this ball fucking goes far.
Just smoked it. If we get camera 4, we can do some hacks down.
Yeah. So I wanted to showcase their humor a lot more than because everybody knows they know baseball.
But that's a long process of chopping and.
Yeah. I did keep. I was gonna chop down when they were listening to Detroit Tiger players. I was gonna chop that down, but I was like, what? Fuck it, play the whole thing, and it was like, go Detroit. I was like, it was funny, but it was also cool because they were just listening to all these players.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's basically what it came down to. I wanted to showcase their humor more than because everybody knows they know baseball. So
that was good.
And
stuff.
I went through and found some old commercials and shit, and
I like that. That was very good. But and then, have you checked in any with the MILB Hatbilly? This is the latest one on Alan Wiggins.
Yeah,
that was pretty good.
Was that the one about the alcoholic guy?
He had some drug issues.
Yeah,
a lot of times they do drug issue guys because those stories are an interesting story on a human level.
Sometimes I find out about players I wasn't aware of through that.
Yeah.
I found out one of his other videos I was watching one day about the submarine pitcher, the guy from the
Quisenberry?
The guy from Toronto.
Oh, yeah. Icorn or whatever.
One of the first guys that kind of did. Yeah, so it's always cool because there's some players I've never heard of.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool to learn who they are.
He knows a ton. He knows a ton of dudes. Here's another one. So that software you're talking about where we can have guests on again.
Yeah.
Because when he was a guest, we had audio all fucked up.
You literally send them a link and they join you because it's server based, so it's no app.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like Zoom, but not Zoom. If that makes sense.
Yeah. So that would be fun to do that again with Jake Whalen of MILB Hatbilly, and then again the ATG guys.
Get everybody, have a giant show with everybody.
You could do Trey in his fried chicken restaurant and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
That would be good. But yeah, that's good stuff right there. But reliving, I guess we'll go to segment 1. Should we do different music for going into Seguin River Monsters?
Let's do it. Let's pick a random number. We'll pick 3. So
that's good. That's the River Monster segment 1. We would like bantered for 25 minutes before we get to the first segment. That's how we do it.
This will be the intro song.
Like we ever do chapters. Too lazy for that.
It's a lot of work. Unless you have somebody like.
It's just easier to have a disorganized show.
If you have a producer with you, they can write it down as you go, and they can put it in there later. But for 2 people to go back and listen to it,
it's not on the cards for us.
I've seen like some podcasts where they start out with chapters, but then they
slowly get tired.
They go away from it. They're like, it's too much. Because it is too much work. Because you have to literally go back and listen to it again.
There's no time, dude. There's no time for that. What time is it, by the way? This is like...
According to my watch, or my smart track or whatever, 12:52.
Right? So there's no time. There's children to be picked up and all the rest of that. So it's...
And I know my wife and I got to get groceries today. Got to make a list and shit.
Never ends. I got dead bushes in the front yard.
And school's starting soon. I'm gonna be so fucking busy with that. I got 3 classes that's gonna take up a lot of my time.
Question on, just because have ADD. Question on slides. I was looking at my slides before I get to Seguin River.
Oh, your shoes?
I think once there's like a little, like once it gets cut like right here, it's totally compromised. There's no cutting back once it breaks, if it ever breaks, like right here.
Oh yeah.
It's like you got to duct tape at that point. It's compromised.
I like Crocs, but I don't like slides. I have like 2 pairs of like those kind of. Like I have a Crocs and I have a Walmart version.
Crocs are great.
Because I went to the river last week with a bunch of fun people. We all met up and went there and hung out. And I bought some Walmart ones to wear in the water so I wouldn't get my feet all cut up.
Man,
quality.
I fought Crocs forever, and then I finally got them. Like,
they're comfortable.
So many years, like 2-3 years ago, I was like, why did I ever wait this long to wear Crocs?
I said, fuck it, I'm going to get them, I don't care.
So, Seguin River Monsters 2023 is a champs, TCL champs. That just feels so good to say, dude. TCL champs.
And only their 2nd year in the league.
Only 2nd year in the league, and to kind of come from... We're at the mountaintop now. This felt so good for everyone. Anybody who even touched a finger to do with the Seguin River feels so good. But that started, I don't know, 6-7 years ago. Honestly, with Mike G sending emails, researching, trying to figure out the financing, talking to the city of Seguin. Like, you don't just think that up a month before your first season.
No.
Like, it is an immense undertaking by Mike G and along with Scotty B. And so they finally, and that's when we started doing our podcast. We were talking about going out to whatever that town was, like way farther out there and hanging out with those guys.
Weimar.
Yeah, we're going to go do the Weimar, which I think went out of beeswax.
Yeah, I think they folded after that season.
And then I saw Mike and the Seguin River Monsters do the TCL, which I love the TCL because I would see the Chonkless game.
Yeah,
Nelson Wolf.
They won it one year too. The
Chonkless won it. And so I was like, oh, that'd be really good to like sponsor those guys to get our name out there and see if we could help them out. And that was like the first meeting with Mike G. Was like, hey, dude, we got this little silly podcast. We love baseball. And he's like, well, we need, streaming if you guys want to do that. It's like, if we set it up, can we call it? And he's like, yeah, dude, if you can set it up, you can call it because we got so much shit going on. Like, they were just the busiest dudes ever, It was crazy.
Because they both hold down jobs. I know, was it Scott lives in New York, so he comes down here for the summer, and then he's...
Yeah, I mean, he does media and stuff for St. Rose University. Okay. He's a jack of all trades. He does stuff for a number of different companies, but and that's how we got our foot in the door with those dudes. And last season, you were there for, that was a tough one, man. I don't know what your opinions on that were. That was a great group of kids.
I will say, last year, this is just my opinion.
Yeah.
It was fun, obviously, because it's baseball. The players were cool. It's just the coaching staff was kind of like...
There was a level of vibe of negativity that was...
They were, you know what they were? A wet blanket.
It was, man. It was, everything was always wrong in their world, and I was like...
Because the players, you've seen them like at their colleges. They know how to play. They can ball out. It's just the negativity from the coaching staff is just kind of...
Yeah, people
Brought him down.
pick up on that. Like it's the same thing in real life. You just like being around happy, funny people.
Yeah.
And there's like that one dude who's always bitching about something. You're like, dude, I don't really hang out with that guy that much because it's just like
he's a dick.
Like everything in his world is a problem. So, so that was a tough first. It was bottom of the barrel, last in the TCL, the one team out of the 5 that doesn't make the playoffs. And Mike G, Scotty B. Keep grinding, and they got Coach Perez, Tony Perez, who we got to talk to a little bit before the season, and he was a summer ball coach up in like the Great Lakes region, but he's from Texas, and he's a Lubbock Christian chaparral.
Think about like if you're coming from outside the state, yeah, it's hot, but the people of Texas are really friendly people. Don't let our governor and other politics get in the way of that.
Well, he's Texas through and through, and he knows a ton of people in the area,
Yeah.
so he kind of jumped at the chance to get on with Seguin. And man, I'll tell you what, dude, that guy deserves basically almost all the credit.
Who,
in
Perez?
my opinion. Yeah, Tony Perez.
Yeah. Well, you saw that when you interviewed him at first before the season that he had it right. He's very professional. He's not some guys like, well, we'll have fun. He's like, no, we're here to fucking win.
I mean, the thing about him and all the coaches were great. And I say all the credit goes to him. I mean, the credit goes to the players, the guys who did it on the field. And Coach Perez is not an it's all about me guy. He would never say that. He's such a humble class act. But he with Scotty B and Mike G put those dudes together, found those dudes, and some of it is like those are the dudes you were getting from Pat Hallmark and UTSA. So you didn't have full pick, but this is what I got. But what Mike G said about him, because we started out 4-14.
Oh yeah, in June.
I mean, that's so bad, dude. That's so bad.
That's what, 10 games under 500?
So you're 10 games under 500 in 18 games.
We ain't winning shit.
That's insane. And the thing about it was you never saw that dude like get down. And he was always on the phone calling all their coaches, the entire network, saying, hey, what do you got for pitchers? Because you can't just throw these guys all summer. Their college coaches shut them down. You can't go forever. So he never stopped the fight on finding dudes and replacements, and he cut a few guys or whatever. And he made the moves that he needed to make to keep fresh people coming in, and then also kept coming to the ballpark with an attitude that was like uplifting for dudes like, hey man, it's a new day, you could come out and play good baseball. So I don't think any of this, I don't think you get a championship. I don't think any of this stuff happens without a positive mental mindset coming from that leader. And he made tons of right moves, change of pitch at the right time. I like what he did in the championship game, and he was an excellent field manager, but also an excellent influence. That's what I'll say about Tony Perez. So that's one thought I got. I'll let you go on your thoughts on those dudes, but that's what I liked about it.
Yeah, I think the players like when we met them the first day, you got the feel like how like something cool was going to happen. Like they weren't going to have another losing record like the first year, right? It's weird how like sometimes you can feel things just when like the environment talking to people. Like they were like ball players, like yeah. People understood that it's a summer league to work on stuff. They're like, yeah, at the same time, we want to win.
Yeah, everybody wants to win, and that's kind of like a fun point to think about, too, is like it is summer ball, but winning a championship in anything
it's cool.
means something.
Yeah.
It's like when people are like, well, the Dodgers didn't win the 2020 World Series because of COVID. I was like, why don't you ask those dudes who are trying their hearts out to, like, that's what they want.
I'll say this about that. I'll say this about the COVID year. When you're playing with neighborhood kids, you're playing on the field. There's nobody there to watch. You still win. Yep. What's the difference because they're pro? You still have to play against other people.
Play to win.
Yeah, you're playing against other people.
Doesn't matter who's out there.
Fuck the Dodgers, but they still whatever.
You won. It's a champion. It's a championship. So, and you don't get a taste of championship too often.
Except
man.
Kershaw.
It's pretty rare to end the season with a win.
Yeah.
As I'll say, like to get to the mountaintop of any level where there ain't no because in college, like we won the conference championship, but we got eliminated in the regional. And I know it's like a smaller format and it's only 5 teams. but it just feels that good.
You played against other teams regardless, so you won something.
Oh man, and to start like they started and the turnaround that they had, it was awesome.
I remember because at the beginning of June, I was like, "Yeah, here it's over." Like, I was like, "This team's not gonna." It wasn't the lack of effort. It was just.
It wasn't.
Sometimes just things don't go your way.
Well, and that's when I went nuts one morning after like we had a tough loss and we were like 4-14, and I'm sitting there with you and we're like watching the games, and I would always say to you, I was like, dude, these guys aren't that bad. Like, this record is not who they are.
But, like, some of the games, too, that they lost, it wasn't like they got shut out. It was just 1 or 2 runs.
Yeah, so
It wasn't like they were getting shot out or blown out every game, you know? It was only a couple runs.
And it was like... And you know how, like, if you're like, you know what, I think eating apples causes cancer, I can Google hard enough until I find that one article that agrees with me and then shove it in front of your face. So I kind of did that with like sabermetrics and baseball stats because I just couldn't believe from the games I was watching, all the one-run games we were losing. I was like, this team is just not that bad. We're just not a 4-14 team. Like, these dudes, I feel like they can compete with anybody in the league.
I also noticed they were always hyped too.
Yeah.
They were always like really positive. Like, even when like they had a bad inning or something, they would still like, all right, we're still in this.
They pick each other up.
Yeah,
the dudes had each other's back. But the numbers kind of would have argued me out that they were not. They were still a below 500 team, but they probably would have had like 3 or 4 more wins if not for kind of like outrageously crazy like Bob Bipp or even like their run differentials that they were much better.
You know
team.
Who they are? They're the 2019 Nationals.
Yeah.
They like the Nationals that year had a shitty first half, and then all of a sudden they went on that run, dude, and went all the way to the World Series and won.
That's what it was, man. It was a run. You know, so
like you just got to get hot at the right time.
The horses and hot at the right time, and that's exactly what happened. You went from 4-14. First half of the season's lost, but you can still make it into the top 4, make it into the playoffs, and in the postseason, anything can happen because who's the hottest team at that time. And that's exactly how it played out.
As they say, you just got to get in.
They got in, and they were, no joke, the most dangerous team in that entire league when they got in.
It's 4 of the 5 teams, right? They get in?
Yeah, 4 of the 5.
Right?
First and second in the first half, first and second in the second half, or if it's the same team's best record.
If I was them, like, okay, there's only one team that doesn't make it, that's not going to be us. We're not going to be that last team. Yeah. So if you think about it, it's like 4 or 5. We have a really good chance.
It was like, and it came down to the last home game whether we were going to clinch a spot in the postseason, and they did that. And there was just so much craziness just to get to that point. And then I felt at that point the pitching was so good that I was like, our hitting's pretty good, our defense is always solid, and our pitching has got to be the scariest thing anybody wants to face.
Felix himself.
I mean, you could just go down the Covado and the Kirkendall and like Ruger Riojas and Longshore. Like Longshore got shut down, but like, and we had Daniel Guards and Longshore. Like some of these dudes would get shut down by college coaches, but then we had dudes like Jackson Moncrief and some other dudes step up. We're just like, man,
I know Logan played
staff,
a lot.
Logan Stockton is a legend.
He played a lot.
He was either catching or DH,
yeah,
and he played second base a few games.
He's a stud.
He's a total stud.
That interview they were on, him and Scott, was pretty cool on the Take 2 podcast. I honestly skipped through half the episode just to get to the interview.
Yeah.
But it was really cool to watch the interview.
Man, and Scotty B, what a GM. So that was a crazy season, and my takeaways was like, I mean, it's really for an article to kind of like write about the dudes, because like
some news station needs to cover them. Like it's a missed opportunity, I feel, by the news station by not doing a segment on that.
I feel like because we took I think a lot of people in Seguin still don't know what a good product's getting put out there, but. Yeah. I mean, walk-off, grand slam.
I had seen, too, that...
By Adrian Torres was
Seguin had posted... This was during the first half. This is how stupid people are. They had posted a post about, free game ticket night. And people were like, yeah, well, look at their record. And I didn't say shit because I'm not going to argue with people online. But I was like, dude, you have no right to say that. Like, you don't know shit about baseball. Like, you don't know how it fucking works. Free game tickets are to, like, introduce people to the product.
Yeah.
Like, Not regardless of the record. It's a way to say, hey, come check us out. Here we go. It's free.
Yeah, I mean, there's always a few free game ticket night because you're trying to get people out there and sell concessions.
Yeah.
It's a business. You're trying to break even.
It's not because of their record.
People don't realize is like you ain't operating at a profit until maybe like the last day of the year if you're lucky.
Yeah, because you think about it.
Some of them like Brazos, they make money, but
Yeah, they've been doing this for a while.
It's a struggle.
Like. Because a lot, you think
it's going all over me.
You got the money you make, you got to put back into buy more concession stuff. Keep the stadium up, do all that, buy a product, buy stuff for the team, buy the bus, gas.
Gas is huge. Travel and lodging are the killers.
So like, you're making some money, but most of it's put back into the team. I'm no businessman, but I know how finances work somewhat.
Yeah.
It's like, I made $5 on this. That I sold this item. Oh wait, I got to drive back, so I got to put $4 in the tank, and I had to pay $1 to buy something to eat. Because I'm hungry.
The home team's responsible for lodging. So like, if you wanted to just I don't know, own a hotel, then you could have a TCL team.
Well, that'd be sick if you came across a large sum of money, you bought a hotel just for the summer league.
Yeah, that would be.
Or like
crazy, but
you had a section that was cut off. This is only for summer league. So throughout the rest of the year. It's open, but when summer league hits, it's going to be only for the players.
Yeah.
Have a pool for them and stuff.
Man, oh man. But
that's what I would do.
Crazy year.
I was rich as shit.
I missed the championship game. I watched it remotely, but if anything this show stands for is the coaching staff. Coach Tony Perez, Nick Palacios, the pitching coach, did an outstanding job, and Caleb Leclerc.
I will say,
just awesome dudes to be around.
Being in the booth, it's always cool to see the reactions of people, like the fans, but also like
King and Caroline and Lewis up
Jeremy.
there. Like everybody's rooting. Everybody in the booth and organizationally is just
which is cool that you see the passion, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to. I feel like, it's a job for them, but it's also like cool to see them cheering on the team they work for.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what I thought about? I thought about this for a second. Ideas popping in my mind. There's a family that volunteers. I think
next episode, ATG is going to use the Seguin River Monsters as their background.
That'd be awesome.
Bonnie said we are going to use them as a background on the next show.
That's awesome.
Fuck yeah.
Bonnie's their production is. I just love their style.
I was telling him the other day. I just realized they don't actually use those mics that they hold. I just realized that. Because I was watching episodes like. Wait a minute, he put the microphone in his mouth to fix the camera, and the cable was loose. It was cut off. What the fuck?
Didn't they use like a stick one time or something? I don't know.
Yeah, they were at the lake, and they had a stick.
I love it. But
and then I was like, okay, yeah, it's funny. I think it's creative because I think he said they don't use a script. They kind of just go.
No, they just go. I mean, it's tight. Like theirs is like a tight 15 minutes, and then record and he edits it, and so it's like totally awesome. But we just are off the cuff for however long.
I think when you do a show with someone for so long, you eventually learn people's tendencies. Yeah. I guess it's been 2 years they've been doing it, 3 years, something like that.
Yeah, they've been doing it a while.
But
I think 3. But
it's really cool to see the production like improve from when they first started to now. The humor and everything's still there, but now the production has went up.
Here's what I'll say about
they secretly are raking in lots of dough
about baseball, like nerdery, and this is like a compliment. I would definitely like to pay to those guys and MILB Hat Billy. So I feel like because there's a lot of dudes like us that love baseball that are making their own podcast. There's so many podcasts. There's 37,192 podcasts.
I know before we started this one, I'd done research when I watched a bunch of baseball podcasts to see how things did and how we can kind of and a lot of them are overproduced, and it's just like it's not for me.
So out of the 37,192 podcasts or whatever.
Yeah, it started in April 2020, so yeah. About 3 years, over 3 years.
I feel like I was like, all those dudes that have podcasts would be ideal, like fans, like everybody doing a podcast. If you just had like one dude's in their basement, like Wayne's World, and nobody else had the technology, all 37,000 would be watching that one nerd baseball podcast. But we can't watch all of everybody's podcasts because we don't have time. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many good ones out there, but I will make time for ATG and MLB Hatbilly because it's tight and it's awesome and it's just like, dude, you only got so much time in your life, but man, I got time for those dudes.
I look at it like the punk scene where we'll say a Minneapolis punk because the Minneapolis punk scene is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Even though there's other punk scenes and punk bands, you're part of this one, right?
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like, well, you pay attention. Like you pay attention to ATG, it might be Hatbill. You pay attention to these guys. Yes, you watch other stuff, but these are the main guys that you.
Yeah.
That's like who you like to watch, and so you keep up with those guys. Because I've seen other podcasts, and you're just kind of boring because there's like, they're so overproduced and professional, and there's no like character to it.
It's tough.
You know what I mean?
To be professional.
It's there's no character. It's just they have all the best equipment and shit. It's like there's no character. There's no fun. It's just
Yeah. I should pull up I'm going to pull up the other little thing. I don't know if you want to talk about your film.
I mean, I can, yeah.
Because it's online.
Yeah, it's on Ed Films YouTube, basically ENNEAD Films, one word. When you go to YouTube, you'll see the logo. That was our first project together. It was the 48-hour film festival. So basically how the 48-hour film festival works is you have 2 days to write, create, produce, edit a film. So Friday night, I think at 6 or 6:30 we got our topic, and you have until Sunday at 6:30 to turn it in. And so there's two things. It can be no more than 7 minutes. You have a prop that you must use, and you have a phrase that you must say verbatim. Like you can't cut it up, you can't whatever. It has to be literally word for word. And so they give you two topics to choose from, and you can do both, or you can do one or the other. The topics that we got to choose was a school film or a fantasy film. So we went to the school one, and so Friday after we got our topic, we kind of started writing the whole script. We got together in a room, and we just came up with the concept, and then Saturday morning we started shooting it, and we all day Saturday we did it. I did the sound for that, so I set up.
Did you have to go back and master this what is
it?
In
Audition,
Adobe? Yeah, Audition.
So I set up to like 6:30 in the morning editing the sound. I was the boom operator for like dialogue and other scenes, and it was definitely a lot of stuff to do, but it was fun because I prefer audio over anything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's where I met you, was audio class.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious. Who was our guy again?
I don't remember his name.
All our teachers retired.
He's still there. Like I've seen him.
Is he?
Yeah, I saw him because
the film guy retired after he made us all learn fucking Avid.
Yeah, Mr. Taylor.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Taylor was
God bless Taylor.
Osborne was the audio guy.
Yeah,
Professor Osborne. Yeah, I saw him on campus. Because he's across from the equipment room that we rent all the shit. Yeah. He's like across the hall. He's like right there, and I saw him. I should have walked in there. How the hell are you, buddy? Shit, been a while. He's like, who are you?
Too funny.
All my classes that I've been in school 3 years now, they've all been in the same hallway except for one class when I took that acting class, and that was obviously in the acting building of the what happened there? Oh,
here we go.
Oh, you're on Twitter.
Well, I'm trying to log in so I can do some other stuff, but I don't know what my password is.
Oh, so you have it on the big screen?
Oh, is it
on the monitor?
Oh, is it? But it's not on the.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
on the
yeah, you can see. Okay, I was like.
That's why I was just confused. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know. What are you gonna do? But
yeah,
that's so funny.
Yeah, because I remember, for one of our classes, I had to take a photo of myself and then put myself into a background.
I like that they did the Oscar award show red carpet thing that you did, and they did all those photos. But if you want to describe to people the premise of the film, then we'll go check that out.
Yeah, it's a school film. It's about a high school party or college graduation party in the 80s, and something foul happens, and somebody winds up dead. It's it's like a 6-minute film, I think.
Yeah.
But it was definitely fun. I just like being on set and doing whatever. And originally when we were doing it, I was going to be the production assistant.
I'm going to stop you. What was it? What?
ENNEAD Films.
ENN. END.
No, it's ENNE.
Yeah.
EAD.
EAD.
Films.
Okay.
It's on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook.
There we go.
Is that it right there?
Yeah. Like this right here.
If it'll load. Yeah, that's it. The Grad. That's our movie.
The Grad right there.
Yeah.
The Grad cast.
That's like a cast introduction video that I made
4 days ago.
So
Okay.
we couldn't post it.
Oh, you can't play the full film?
No, you can.
Oh, okay.
What I was gonna say was, so the premiere was on Sunday, and we couldn't put the film on YouTube until 7:30 the next morning on Monday.
Yeah.
Just because I didn't want, whatever. I don't know why, honestly, but it was a lot of fun because originally when I started, I was gonna be the production assistant, right?
There it is.
And then they were like, "Hey,
No,
we have a sound guy." I was like, "Yeah," and like, "Who is it?" I was like, "I don't know." Like, "Oh,
it's the greatest sound guy ever.
They're like, "Do you want to do it?" I was like, "Sure."
Did you ever see Return of the Jedi? Yeah, he fucking did sound for that movie.
And I acted.
Yeah, his name's Dutch Chattahoochee. I don't know if you've.
I forgot because it's so
Like people's like, you know about the sound guy? Did you ever see Raiders of the Lost Ark? Yeah, I did.
So I went and bought I went and bought like a couple days before. I went and bought a boom mic, a boom pole, a dead cat cover. I got a whole set.
Got the whole setup.
And then I used my my Zoom P4 or whatever it's called sound recorder.
Yeah.
And that's how I record the sound.
Let's uncover you because you're the star of this thing. Well, check that out, people. Check out the Grad. And listen to the sound for its perfection. Sound is hard, man.
It's,
no.
Yeah.
No, it's like sound, like editing and film, like we were talking about that, but like you can get it into Audacity or Audition and mess with it, but on set capturing, that's hard.
Yeah, I would say like I said, they had there were some scenes where I didn't do the audio just because it didn't need a boom.
Yeah.
So that was like the other guy, the camera guy, because he had built-in microphone.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was definitely fun. Like you learn a lot because the two dudes who directed it, who were like our directors, they're really fucking good as far as like they knew like, oh, this shot would look cool like this. But yeah,
man,
so it was fun. We're trying to do a South by Southwest film to have that ready to go for next year's
Whoa. Dude, here's my question. And you maybe don't know the answer. So if you submit and get accepted, then does everybody get free passes to South by? Because that'd be sick.
I don't know.
Expensive.
I don't know. Now I know for the 48-hour thing, the team captain got a free ticket, but everybody else had to pay like $15. It was cheap. But yeah, I'm not sure. I would assume that everybody gets free tickets just because. I do know that I do want to try my hand at directing.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of it, but I want to try to do it like outside of class.
Yeah.
Whenever I have, because with class you always have like an assignment, like you need to do this. But
2024, so you got deadlines. We basically have 11 days to make a feature film and submit it so we can get free passes next year. And I think we can do that. I can write it. You and me can write it right now. So, like, first thing is, here's the opening scene.
We'll make a
you
baseball
dragging me out through the grass and beating me senseless.
But you don't
that sets the tone.
You don't see me beating you. It's like one of the things where, like, you see getting dragged, and then it cuts out, and that scene comes back at the end.
Yeah, and then
you're probably wondering how I got here.
Then you reach into my pocket, pull out like a Dickie-thon card and like a Richie Sisk card, and go, "That's what's up, motherfucker! Don't mess with this shit in San Antonio." And then you kick me in the face, I black out, and then you walk off. And then it comes out to find that maybe like the Richie Sisk card is like the Lord of the Rings ring. Like if you have Richie Sisk, then you're just
Lord of the Rings.
You basically rule the world. If you have Richie Sisk Mariners card,
I believe I
and then it just goes from there. I think we could film that night.
I bought some cards the other day or a while back, and I got a Texas Ranger Dickie-thon. So I believe that I have a Dickie-thon for every team now. Like I had the Padres one, I have the Rangers, I have the Astros, I have the Phillies, and I'm trying to think if I'm missing a team. Brewers, was it? I don't fucking know.
Richie Sisk, tops Richie Sisk.
But yeah, I'm a big Dickie-thon fan. I'm trying to collect all the cards I can of him, like of all his teams, because I want one of each team at least, right? And of course, I think I have it. Yeah, there's
Richie
this
Sisk. There is.
Zisk.
Dude hit 200 fucking homers.
That guy looks like the type of guy that would fucking hit 200 homers.
But the poor bastard ended up in Seattle. That's just no fun. He still hit 21 dongs.
Is Seattle Mariners where players go to die?
Pretty much. Like Mark Langston probably would have been a 30-game winner if he wasn't with the Mariners.
He played for somebody else too. He played for who was it? Mark Langston. I've seen.
Let's also do this just so people.
I know he played for another team. Was it the Phillies? Somebody?
Yeah. Well, I think he went. He went Pittsburgh, Texas. Where did you go? Pittsburgh, Texas, Seattle. Oh, he's with the White Sox for a year. What do you do with the White Sox? Why the fuck did you get rid of him? He hit 30 bombs. He hit 30 bombs and 101 bibbies. White Sox were like, nah. Contract's good for a year, bro. See ya. Let's go to the Seguin River Monsters, man. This is what's cool about also the Seguin TCL Champions is the photographer we had out there, Raymond James.
That dude's like, he's actually legit.
Dude, he was, I mean, like, he's the dude that goes to NFL games and, like, captures the shot. So you have that, but...
It was cool. I got to speak to him a few times about
you, like, look at his gear and stuff?
Yeah, he was telling me about certain things, because I have a couple of film cameras, and I was talking about film and all that stuff. And
look at these photos, if that ever, like, unblurs itself.
It's so bad.
Do they blur it so you don't, like, steal the image?
It's adult image. You have to blur it.
Oh, no, there it is. Oh, it opened up. Quevedo was insane.
It's crazy, like, how good those photos are.
Nickel State, like, and then, like, I think you could do, like, the front and the back, right? Where's the... I was looking online. You
and,
could,
like, the way technology is nowadays, it's a lot easier to capture good pictures, but you're still amazed that someone can do that.
Dude, that's such... Like, his action shots were off the
Dude,
chain.
I love because you would see this motherfucker, like, moving around everywhere. I do like the photos, too, of the players, like the promo photos or whatever.
They're insane. Look at this one of Ruger. This is sick. Ruger, he was TCL reliever of the year.
Do you remember those cards back in the day? Those action shot cards? Remember, they're like, in action.
Yeah. There's some, and like, you're like, dude, $20 for a baseball card? I was like, yeah, I get it. Like, you can like go get an old Elston Howard for like $10 at a store. I understand that, but what it is, it's NIL. So this helps Seguin River Monsters recruit, because I think these dudes get like $15 or whatever of it, and the other goes to the I don't know what the breakdown is, but it basically helps the operation keep running, and then the players get the other half. So pretty amazing shots.
I do like
if you look at
my favorite card though is the team one on the very top, the championship card.
Freeman was the man. Love me some Preston Freeman. Dude was clutch. A lot of RBIs in the summer.
But knows?
This one right here, this is your favorite right here?
The one, yeah. The team one.
Yeah, dude, that's so sweet. What's this? They fucking did it, man. You start 4-14, and that's how you finish?
Another thing that was kind of cool is they, as a team, they were all supporting those, like, light lime green things.
That was like DIY. They got that fluorescent stuff. But the cards are sick, man. I gotta support TCL. Definitely gonna get one of these shirts when they come out. But I was also psyched about the patches, and I'm gonna get the patches and put them on the green jacket. And I don't know if I should put one on like the shoulders, like a general, like a
on the side,
like a dictator,
like on the sleeve. I would. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Muammar Gaddafi kind of setup with just like a lot of patches and stuff all over. Yeah.
I found a black blazer that I bought.
Oh, that'd be sick.
So I want to like, I'm thinking my green one that I have. I don't know, because I like wearing those to sit in events. But I would love to get like a jacket, like an old jacket, like a denim jacket or something, and put baseball patches on it, like different teams and shit.
That'd be sweet. What do you think of, there's like custom, that's weird.
Because I've got a shit ton of hats. I just need the jackets. I saw on Amazon or eBay or something. It was an old school Phillies warm up jacket, dude. It was so sweet. It was so sweet.
I thought there was like custom plaid bits.
Every time I see a plaid jacket or a blazer, I always think of that guy from Fallout New Vegas, the casino guy, whatever his fucking name is. But
am I spelling plaid wrong or something?
PLAID.
I don't know. I found a good website that you could customize them. I don't know where I found that.
Dude, like, speaking of customization and shit, so, like, I went to Men's Warehouse one day, right?
Yeah.
and I say I want to get fitted for a blazer because I want to buy a red one. I know you don't sell red here, but I just want to get my size.
Yeah.
So because I saw on the website they do red, but not in store because it's a custom piece.
Yeah.
I go, we don't do red here. I was like, I know that. I want to get my size so I can order one online because online they do have red. And he just didn't listen to me. I think it's because I didn't look like I had money because I was dressed like I am now with Dickie shorts and a band t-shirt. But that's fine.
That's
Fuck you,
where
Midge Warehouse.
just put them in the Boston
You
Crab.
lost a customer.
Just break their knees off.
Boston Crab, the wrestling move, the whole...
Yeah, figure four them or something right in front of their boss.
Give them, what was that, the move that Brock Lesnar used to do, that hold? I cannot remember the name of it.
I can't find it, man. It was a company that all they did was plaid blazers.
Put him in a sharpshooter, yeah.
I don't know.
Sharpshooter, fucking Bret Hart their ass.
But it ain't about Blazers, it's about the River Monsters. Buckingham was clutch. He was a late season sign.
Give him a GTS and then give him a sharpshooter.
Damian Rodriguez was awesome. Kaiser Garza. And this isn't even all the guys, but like this is a lot of the dudes here. So Hector was clutch all year, but then Alex Gonzalez.
That's like the 830
That's
shirt.
like your two best shortstops you could ever dream of. But you can see the fronts and backs. Like, look at that. The backs are sick.
Has their
their
stats.
numbers, dude. It's so great.
I wonder who the maker of those cards are.
It was like a local printer out in Seguin.
Oh, shit.
But they're so good. It's like Topps and Donruss. I don't know if you do that good, but there's Logan. Leave Logan up.
That's probably one of my favorite players on the team.
Dude, he's got that smile because that's the vibe that dude had. He's just a good dude to be around.
I wonder, like, when you're playing, if you notice a camera, people looking at you taking a photo.
Oh, no.
Because I'd be weirded out. I'd give him, like, a finger or something. I'm like...
What's your favorite action shot of all these? Because there's some pretty sick ones.
I'm biased towards pitching because I like pitching so much.
Which one do you like there you want to see?
The Daniel Garza one's pretty sweet because it has, like, the
full
actually,
extension.
the best one, though, is the one below it.
This one right here
The
with Braylon?
Yeah, the Braylon one.
The follow-through?
Yeah, that's the coolest shot. You get to see, like, yeah, that's the coolest one. You get to, like, to see the cool-ass glove. You get to, like, see the emotion in his face and just, I don't know, just look, it's a pitching fucking shot. And
look at Pilo's socks. So he has high sock, but the pant is actually above the knee with, like, a white leg sock. That's pretty sick.
I like one of those compression things.
Yeah, Pilo is sweet.
I would love to have a Seguin River Monster uniform. I'd wear that shit in public.
That's nice.
I've been trying to buy baseball pants. I'd wear them too. I don't give a fuck.
Just wear baseball pants just every day.
Get some stirrups.
Just every day, man.
I used to wear stirrups all the time, like with my shorts. I had the ones that came to my knees and shit. I'd wear them. I got rid of them because they just got old. But what are you looking for?
My water. Did I just spill my water everywhere? I don't even know. Oh, there it is. Look at that. But I got the scorebook. I was like, I'll pull this out and go through it. But that's like a longer. This is what I'm going to do to help me write the article. Honestly, is all the scores and like going back through all the games. But there's some amazing. I went back and looked at the walk-off Grand Slam game. I was so excited I didn't finish filling in the Grand Slam.
I got back from filming or something that night. It was like the 8th inning.
Yeah.
And it was like they were down.
Yeah.
Or something, or they were tied or down 1 run or one of those scenarios. And I remember watching it and went to the bottom of the ninth, and you fucking flipped the fuck out. You're like, ah, great, like you like, dude. I was like, I had to turn down my sound.
We were going nuts in the press box.
It's cool because like the emotions there. I like emotion, especially with baseball. But like, it was like.
I blow out the sound.
A lot of people say that was like the turning moment. I think they mentioned that on the podcast they did too. Like that was the Grand Slam was the not like the moment that happened that kind of turned their season around. Everybody started rallying and kind of that was like the moment they said that for them knew like okay, here we go.
I think so because it was against Victoria, who had by far the best record in the entire league, and they had kind of turned around the ship before that. Like they were doing good. They were like kind of 500 or better, like winning some ball games. But I think the fact that it was Victoria and you knew that they were the top dog and you were starting to play good baseball, the question was, can you continue to play against the best dudes in the league? And to walk it off in that fashion was like, dude, we got the horses. This is for real. So, yeah, and I think like secondhand information, but I think, like they really didn't – nobody wanted us to get into the playoffs because we were so hot that we were the scariest team. And then it's like if the Sturs make it – and then you got to match up against what their and how hot they are right now.
Tell me I'm
that's
wrong.
Scary.
Tell me I'm wrong here, but I think it would have been different. The momentum would have been different if they would have went into that game and just went to the ninth and closed it out, and they was ahead.
Yeah.
Rather than coming from behind.
They come from behind.
I think that's a bigger momentum boost.
Yeah.
Because at that point you're like, fuck yeah. But if you if you're winning and you're going into the top of the ninth and you close it out, you're like, okay, we won. But yeah, the comeback gives you that jolt.
It was like that fight. Like that team just never.
It's like cracking open up a nice cold monster and just chugging that bad boy.
Yeah, those players had each other's backs. It was a beautiful thing to watch and be around. So
they were nice. I know people are cool, but I think them being friendly was really awesome. They were really nice.
Dude, they're such great guys.
I was I didn't talk to them a lot. I'd see them in passing or something. I'm like, hey, what's up? But
I know it sounds weird because I play college baseball, but even I am kind of intimidated because I think these dudes are so cool because they're they're in their prime, they're having fun with their buddies, they're kind of living the dream. That's
my thing. I was like, do they want to talk to a normal dude like me? I have nothing.
I think they're just nice dudes.
Yeah.
They're just raised by good families, and they're just they probably don't want to listen to all my stupid baseball questions. Maybe some of them they think are funny, but the point is that they're nice enough to give me their time, be like, yeah, let's talk about this, because I'm kind of interested in what they were seeing in that bat or what pitch or how that play went down.
Since you're talking about the player reviews, Ryan King, I saw he did his little interview.
Yeah, he was clutch.
Yeah,
the King was great in that championship game. So yeah, shout out
nervous,
to the King.
But you can't blame him.
Dude, that guy, so many of those young folks are because Caroline does social media, and she's 20 or whatever, and then the King's just out of Oklahoma State, and Lewis is either going to be a professional bowler in a rock band or running his own company. So it's just remember me when you're on top, because King will probably be a GM of the Rangers in 20 years, so
bring him there, bring him a title.
Yeah, I mean,
they become a dynasty.
So those guys are so much fun to work with. But River Monsters for life, man. I'm so grateful to those players and those organization and the head coaches, man. There's just so many clutch moments. But yeah, the walk-off grand slam was insane.
Yeah, I think that was definitely a huge momentum starter.
And then that's Adrian Torres has the time to talk to you after, he's obviously a player of the game, but he's just dude, slider after slider. That was the third slider in a row I saw.
I also think it's really fun for them because I know some of them have said that they've never done anything like that. They never had a post-game or pre-game conference thing or whatever.
Yeah, they don't do it enough in college. I would feel there would be a whole bunch of students that would want to do that kind of stuff.
I don't know how you would do it, but I think it'd be cool to mic up the players while they were on the field.
That would be sweet.
Like they do in the MLB. One of the coolest guys to be mic'd up is Joey Votto. That dude's fucking hilarious.
That would be so sweet if we had a remote lav on.
Because you could because I'm sure you'd get those moments where they would forget they were mic'd up.
Yeah.
So they had a bad inning and fuck or something.
I'd love to upgrade our equipment, but I actually don't want to spend until I know how to do it. Because ESPN Plus has a pretty good production level.
Well, yeah, they're loaded with cash. They can buy all the crazy shit.
And they had on ESPN Plus a UTSA UIW game over at Incarnate Word. And I went to it, and I was trying to look at their cameras and the shit that they had laid out, and I just feel you've seen ESPN Plus, right? They're televising soccer games at some D3 school, right? So
oh yeah, they.
I was if you have that many broadcasting crews, if you go to ESPN Plus, sometimes there's 20, 30 games going on.
Because I do enjoy the D3 conference, it's playoff games and shit.
But on the tech end of it, for guys like us that are trying to acquire this shit piece by piece on Amazon, if there's that many ESPN Plus broadcast teams at any one given time, at what point do they go to fire sale, garage sales, we're upgrading, we're getting rid of this generation of equipment, and how do I get that? Because it's good stuff and it's way cleaner than ours. I don't really know why our stuff's so blurry, because on OBS our broadcast was clear, so I guess it's the 5G that goes out, blurs everything. So I don't really know, man. It
could be a number of things. People think I hate when people think you need the best equipment. It's that's not true.
Yeah,
it's all about content and not it's all about it's not so much about how it looks. If it looks good, yeah, it's got to be in focus and shit. But it doesn't have to be fucking 8K or 4K to produce great stuff. That's what like pisses me off about people when they think, "Oh, I need the best stuff." No, the fuck you don't.
You really don't to get it. Like everything that we have pulling into my laptop is clean, but the problem is getting it out because like this is the first time we've shot back here, and then like this line going to that is like on 2 more like Wi-Fi connections to get back to the. I have no idea what the delay or what it looks like on the other end.
Shout out to Otter Pops popsicles.
Dude, eating Otter Pops all summer long.
Their blue ones are the best fucking thing, dude.
Yeah, for people that didn't know why we didn't like cut a lot of shows is a lot of factors. All the equipment was out in Seguin, and my life was hell for a number of reasons that I won't go into, but it was like one of the worst, like about 7-month stretches of time waste and stress.
I was doing all the film stuff, so I was around very often.
So yeah, it's a lot of stuff going on, but back to it. It feels good to be back to it, and like obviously the Seguin. Anytime you can be part of the River Monsters magical aura, that's just fun. But get back to it. You're going back to school. I got the kids back in school
on the 28th of August. So like next week,
we'll
2
start
weeks from now,
filming stuff. The other thing we thought we'd do would be every time we shoot this, we'll do a different set. Like we'll do the patio. Or something. We don't really know.
The fire pit, the basketball court.
Do the fire pit. When it cools down, because we could go outside at 80. That's not a problem. We did all these games at 100 degrees.
I've seen podcasts filmed in cars, and I think it's fucking awesome.
Oh, we should do a car.
Just
drive around town?
I forgot what podcast it was, but they were driving in a car around. They were doing the podcast while they were driving.
Oh, dude, that would be fun.
It was fucking cool. I cannot remember, but it's fucking cool.
We could do the podcast while we're driving around.
Oh, you
town.
know what? It was Rab himself, the podcast that he does, the guy from.
Oh, yeah.
He has a good podcast too. Is Steve-O. Steve has a cool one.
Does he? Yeah. See, there's so many out there you can't watch them all. That's why I think we're kind of capped at like about 100+ viewers of hardcore. You know, you'll get a few more every year with the baseball. We always kind of creep up.
It's the River Monsters for sure because people subscribe for the live streams.
Yeah. Well, if we have more time now, we'll try to cut some sketches and some dumb shit. I'd like to do an opening montage.
I just want to film all the time. Like
I just want to do an opening montage that's nonsensical.
Like an introduction to the show.
Yeah, just
that'd be cool if you could, because on YouTube when you do a premiere, you can set like a custom default like countdown timer.
Yeah.
I wish there was a way you could do the video. So before you went live, you could play the video with the countdown timer.
That's what I'm saying.
So you have something
like an opener, just like
something to watch.
An opener before the live. There's probably a way to do that. Just takes time.
I got some Sprite. You want to go make some lean?
Yeah. Speaking of that, so that's I don't know. I just there's so many guys to name off of that team. Jaden Kalura was an awesome.
When you
catcher.
say Mongrel, I was saying a kangaroo.
Moncarude and his bro, because they were twin brothers, but Jackson was so huge pitching down the stretch, and a lot of our pitching was just lights out down the stretch.
The environment was definitely different this year too. Like I said, the first month that I went.
Yeah, and Ruger Riojas also, like that dude's level of, because these are other D1 guys, right? So that dude's level of dominance.
I also sent a message to Scott and Barry after the championship game.
Yeah.
Congratulating him because I wasn't obviously there, so I was like, hey, congratulations.
But Riojas shut down the Victoria Generals when they're starting to get back into it in Game 3. He came out, he struck out like 7 dudes, like struck out 2 dudes in 7 pitches. Like his ability to come in tight spots and just say, "Sorry, the game is fucking over now."
You know what? He's a motherfucking dirty burger.
He is, dude. He is like, if Ruger Riojas is coming in the TCL game, you can just, I mean, sit around for the show to watch the high octane get blown by people, but it was fucking over. The dude was, he was so clutch. It was awesome. That dude's summer was one. Like, so many dudes had great summers, but Riojas's consistency to dominate and get us over the hump in tight games is amazing.
It was the season of the mustard tiger.
Yeah, oh my God, these dudes, Alex Gonzalez, Hector Rodriguez at short, Damon Rodriguez III was amazing, and then you had Preston, and then
definitely got his legs worked out with all those stretches.
Yeah, and then Nyan Hayes came in and played second base for the last 3 weeks, and he was amazing. These are just dudes. Xavier Audius, and then you had Kyle Atkinson, and then Garrett Felix, who was unconscious, went out to
Atkins
center.
Diet.
Man. And he went transfer portal, UT Tyler, Atkinson did.
Oh, you should tell me.
Because he was at Texas State, but that dude was an awesome leadoff guy. So, anyway, shout out to everybody who donned a River Monsters uni at one point or time of the season. Tyler Lackey.
Shout out to
just great pitching.
The fans who showed up.
Yeah.
Right?
What I liked was, and we didn't have him, Colton Graham was really good off the mound,
Graham
too.
Cracker.
He was nasty.
Everybody's got to have a nickname.
Half a season, so.
I still think Gravy Davy was fucking hilarious.
Gravy Davy Wilson, wherever you are, but.
I think it was funny. I would have been an asshole and kept calling him. I don't give a fuck.
No, Dave Wilson was good. Shout out to Luke Malone, and I gotta track down Luke Malone to see what he's doing post eligibility because that guy was a hell of a pitcher.
Yeah.
But Sammy Diaz has another year of eligibility, is my belief, and then some of those other dudes we can track down, but. Anyway, I'm done jabbering, man. We can talk Tampa Bay Rays.
I know it's
Are the Tampa Bay Rays even wild card? Are you guys in the wild card? Who's in the?
I know it's 140. I don't know what time you had to.
No, I don't have to really bounce up there until like 215, 220. So.
Well, Tampa Bay lost.
Who's next up? Who's playing shortstop for you guys now?
The exact names I don't know.
Let's look at that.
They were discussing them yesterday, on the because I listened to WDAE Wade.
Yeah.
I guess WDAE is the Tampa sports station.
Yeah.
I listened to that a lot, and they were talking about the guys that they have in line, and I cannot remember their names.
You guys are in third.
Yeah,
Oh, that's the Blue Jays. What am I doing?
We lost the fucking conference division, whatever, to Baltimore.
You guys are in second. You're a 70-win team.
We're only 2 back, but the way things are going, like it just seems so bad. Like we're just, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like first, Glass now, and then fucking Franco and his dumbass. If the allegations are true, but yeah, dude. But hey, we're still in it, man.
This is pretty much, yeah.
I mean, Diaz is a beast,
This is your shortstop now, then, right? Oslelvis Basabe. Hell yeah, he's from Venezuela.
So like we have like I said, we have a farm system. We have other shortstops in the minors and shit. The system down in the farm, on the farms, I say on the farm.
You got that's why I was gonna try to get into my Twitter because that's usually how I get to Immaculate Grid. You want to look at today's Immaculate Grid?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's try it on live on air.
There
was one that I got to 709. There was one that was for Kansas City and Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't think of a player. Then I was like, oh yeah, Urban Santana. After I saw the results, because for me, like I have a habit of doing all the most popular players first. So then I get down to sometimes they have teams of the same team, but yet there's like 2 different players, right?
Yeah. This is it. Brewers, Colorado Rockies. I don't want to start spitballing names. And
okay, for the Colorado 100 RBI season, would that be Todd Helton, you think? Think he had 100 RBI?
Oh, yeah. Helton was insane. I was looking at Helton the other day. He batted like 370.
Larry Walker.
Yeah, Larry Walker for sure. Those dudes have some insane high batting averages.
What was that guy's name? Started with an S. He was a shortstop. I think second baseman.
Oh, Tulowitzki?
Yeah, Tulowitzki. I don't know why I said S. I wonder if he had a 100 RBI season.
Tulo, anybody like you could any of those dudes. Vinny Castilla, they had like 40 homers.
Vinny Castilla was jacked on steroids, but
Vinny? Nah, dude, he always looked like a little dude to me. I just liked his hitch.
I wonder if Joey Votto had a 100 RBI season.
Oh, for sure.
For Cincinnati.
Votto. Yeah.
For Mets, I wonder if David Wright ever got 200 RBIs.
Yeah, I bet he did.
Maybe Mo Vaughn? No, I don't know. He was kind of downhill at that point.
Mo Vaughn was a little bit downhill.
He was downhill at that point.
Did he have one good year with the Mets?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm trying to think. Brewers, here's another thing so when you cheat at Baseball Reference is if
no, Mo Vaughn's best years was in Boston for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but like cheating at Baseball Reference, I noticed like you're looking for the guy. Like they do this on purpose. Like some teams have like way more crossover in trading, it seems like, and there's more trades between divisions, especially like in the 80s and 90s. So like if you were a Mariners guy and your career was more likely to continue with like the Angels, or like the Rangers or somebody because they were in your division, they played you a lot, and they kind of knew who you were. You would never see like a Mariner get traded to Atlanta. It just seemed rare that you would go to uncommon that they go across leagues as that much, but you'd see a Met guy end up in Atlanta or something, it seems. I can't articulate that, but that's what it seems like.
I was getting hung up on the Nationals for some reason because they're a newer team. They've been around since '05, but still you're trying to think,
Yeah, I'm thinking, and I always, with the Brew Crew, I always think of B.J. Surhoff, and I can't remember. I don't think Surhoff ever did time with the Rockies.
Did Colton Wong ever play for anybody else besides the Brewers?
Oh, no. Well, yeah, Wong played for the Cardinals.
Because I'm trying to think.
I'm trying to think there.
Because, these are always tricky, man. You think of a player, you're like...
Man, Rockies, because, Castillo did.
And there's sometimes we do a player, and it's wrong. Like, no, you're fucking wrong. I'm not great. I know that team, that guy.
Oh, man.
Put in Larry Walker for the 100 RBI Colorado.
Oh, okay. You're for sure. I know you're right on that.
Larry Walker was a stud.
Larry Walker.
Did he? I know he went to St. Louis afterwards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was. I'm saying for a Cincinnati 100 RBI season had to have been like Barry Larkin.
Joey Votto.
Votto for sure. Let's do Votto. That's a lock.
I wonder.
Let's not mess up our guesses.
What was that guy? Boone? Didn't Boone play for them? Aaron Boone? One of the Boones?
That's a lock right there. Yanks had to be Strawberry,
so
right?
The Mets,
was Strawberry
the Mets,
Strawberry? Right? Or Hernandez? The Mets 100 RBI season?
Did he's more of a recent guy, but did what's that fucking guy?
Oh, right.
He plays third base.
Oh no, they're big hitter. Yeah. Well, David Wright, but the Alonso. Pete Alonso, is he the lock? I want to go Darryl Strawberry. Do you think I'm wrong? This is how I cheat. I end up being wrong. Because didn't he hit 40 homers with the 1 year?
I would, yeah.
That'd be fucking hard not to have 100 RBIs.
I would think Darryl Strawberry.
I'm gonna go Darryl.
I mean, I don't see how that can't be right or be wrong. Yeah,
yes.
I was gonna say that would be it. Yeah, that was a good.
All right.
I feel like the 100 RBIs are a little easier just because you kind of know good hitters stand out, but sometimes there's players you don't think of who had good seasons, but you're like, oh shit, this guy.
Yeah. Now here's my question. I know.
Oh shit! So Bonnie's saying you can use the Expos for the Nationals.
That's true. I forgot about that.
So that changes things.
I fucked up.
That changes things.
They were on the other day, Bonnie, and I forgot that.
That changes things.
It changes things big time.
Because you start thinking that's right because they moved in 05 from
That's
Montreal.
right. You could do the Spos. So if you want to go, if it's the Expos and the Reds, then I can go Pete Rose, right?
Yeah.
Pete Rose, he played for both. So boom. There you go. So that's awesome. I forgot you could do that. Helps so much.
Larry Walker is for the fucking Rockies and Expos.
That's right. Well, we can't use them twice. Ah, fuck.
Okay, hold on.
Ellis Valentine.
I was like, fuck. And to think that this guy started Larry Walker didn't even start as a baseball player. I guess he was just I'll try it. But
Spos and Rockies. Thank you, Bonnie. Spos?
Harold Baines, didn't he play for the Expos? But not he didn't play for the Rockies.
He was White Sox forever.
Yeah, I know he didn't play for the Rockies, but I was just like, that's a name.
Mets get any Expo? This is who you do here. This is Gary Carter. That's Gary Carter right there.
Think so?
Yeah, Gary Carter. Did I spell that right? Okay,
yeah, that's him.
So Gary Carter.
Oh, I was thinking of the guy for the Blue Jays. Chris Carter.
Oh, yeah, Chris
Joe Carter, whatever. Joe Carter. I was thinking of Joe Carter. I was like, he didn't play for the Mets, did he? But Gary Carter, okay, that's someone totally different.
Rockies, Spos, Rockies, Nats. Rockies, Spos is going to cross over as much because they were both kind of, not exactly expansion at the same time, but you know who always had the Rockies was Billy Swift when he was with the Mariners, but I don't know if you ever went to the Expos. Trying to think who else.
I remember the Expos as a kid because
we should have used Larry Walker there and Todd Helton did the other one.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Because I wasn't thinking the Expos. That's why I was like, well, Larry Walker obviously 100 RBIs, but yeah, Todd Helton and Larry Walker would have. So now you got to think of someone who played for the Rockies and the Brewers and.
Rockies, Brewers, man.
Okay, who did? No, that would be the Marlins. Never mind. I was thinking of Christian Yelich, but I was like, that's the Marlins. Not...
All the Brew Crew dudes I know are like the Younts, the Rob Deers.
Okay,
the
Johnny Cueto. Johnny Cueto. Did he play for the Brewers? I don't think so.
Cueto pitched for the Reds.
And he played for the Reds and he plays for the Marlins now. I believe he was on the Giants.
So dumb.
Who else? Because like for some reason the Reds.
Maybe our entire show is just us playing Immaculate Grid
and sucking at it,
and cheating, and then
ultimately, you know what you do is before you start, you look at the names, so you come in. Oh yeah, this is easy.
Oh yeah, you act all smart.
Like dude, like those guys from John Boy, I'm like they gotta cheat because those dudes come in and blow it out in like 30 seconds a minute. Like,
I don't know, like dudes there's some dudes like Bonnie, and Mo that legitimately know.
Bonnie was saying a good Reds Brewers guy is Mike Caldwell.
Mike Caldwell, I'm putting that in. I'll take credit. We'll take input. Mike
I've
Caldwell.
only ever gotten the highest I've gotten is 7 of 9. I usually get like almost them all done, but then there's just a few teams where I'm just like stuck.
Look at God.
The guy kind of looks like a Boone, like Aaron Boone or the other guy.
I feel like I should be able to come up with a Brewers Mets. It's not gonna be Mookie. I can't remember where Wally Backman went. I know Strawberry never did that. He bounced around some, but. I'm
waiting for the day where I can put Dickie Thon on there. I'm waiting for the day.
Keith Hernandez wouldn't have done that. Yeah, Dickie Thon.
I'm waiting for the day where I can use him. I'm waiting. The Mets and the Brewers. That's kind of tough because I don't know too much about the Mets. I mean, not the Mets, the Brewers. I don't know a whole lot.
Did George Foster ever go to the Brewers? That's Bonnie. George Foster. Because I thought George Foster ended up with the Mets for like one season. Nah.
What about
Brewers?
Where did what is that guy's name?
Did Mike Scott do a season with the Brewers? He didn't do that. No.
Like I see the image in my head, but I don't know his name, and I'm thinking it for the Rockies and the Brewers.
Rockies, Brewers.
I don't know his name. And if you use the Expos, obviously it'll have to be an older one. But they had some really shitty years.
Nats.
And
I was looking at who was it? Nah, he didn't go there either. Too low. Man, that's tough, man. I don't know the Rockies organization well enough. I mean, I know the Vinny Castilla. And Vinny Castilla...
He was in a home run derby one year.
He might have done something that crazy because he wasn't... I think he did. I'm going to put in Vinny Castilla.
He said Foster, never a Brewer.
I think I'm going to try this. This is going to be a miss.
Oh, I'm sorry. Bonnie, MIB Hat Billy. He said the Brewers Reds player.
Oh, that was Jake Whalen.
Yeah, so because like, my eyes are kind of blurry for some fucking
Yes! I was fucking right. Vinny Castilla did play for the Nats after the Brew Crew. That's the way I remember that.
Okay.
And he's like bench coach or head coach or something.
I would have never got that one because I only ever remember him as a Rocky.
So we got 2 guesses left, 2, and we've only cheated with Jake Whalen, MILB Hat Billy. Thank you, buddy. I gotta know. The one I think I have a chance at is
I'm
Mets Brewers.
Did like my knowledge of like old baseball isn't the best, so that's why I'm like 80s, 90s, and now. So I'm
I want to say George Foster, but I don't think he ended up with the Brewers. What about?
Yeah, that's what he said. He's like Foster. Bonnie said Foster was never a Brewer.
Okay,
so it's not. Like I don't know. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about the Brewers like as a whole franchise, and so like I don't know who to say. Like I know some players, but like I don't know. Like they wouldn't have played for the Rockies, and so like who the fuck? Because I'm always thinking of pitchers, because pitchers move around more than most, I think.
Yeah, like, but it would always be like a middle relief guy.
Yeah.
You didn't know, like Jeff Suppan or some shit like that. And you're like, what?
Jeff.
Like Mike Redmond.
Who did, damn it, never mind, that's San Diego.
William Franco. Sid Fernandez. Sid Fernandez never went to the Brewers.
What about...
Did he, or did he? No. Sid Fernandez didn't. Rockies. Dude,
Who's some of the pitchers they've had?
This is the point at which I break down and cheat.
Did Houston Street play for the Brewers?
No, Houston Street.
I was like, I'm just throwing a fucking name out there and hope it sticks, but I don't know.
Yeah, you gotta. Who was the? Oh man, who's the? Oh man, I can't do it. What about? No.
Because Colorado is relatively newer. No, not. I mean, they're from the '90s, so they're not new, but they don't have the history of some of these other teams. So you're kind of.
God, who's that heavy hitting? They had like a second baseman.
Why couldn't Mo Vaughn play for the fucking Brewers?
They had a second baseman who jacked tons of homers, and that guy might have bounced.
Oh, did Jeremy Burnett's Jason Bay? Did he play for the Brewers? Jason Bay.
Jason Bay.
Because he played for the Mets. He played for the Pirates and some. But did he play for the Brewers? I'm thinking Jason Bay might be that pick.
For what? The Brewers
and the Mets.
I'm gonna do it. Just
I don't
because
know. I'd take it a shot in the dark. I'm not. I could be wrong.
Jason Bay.
I could be wrong.
I feel like that's wrong. I don't think you ever.
Don't pick it then. Don't pick it then.
Watch you be right though.
B-A-Y.
B-A-Y.
I believe. It doesn't have his name.
Jason Bay.
Is that his name?
I don't know. Did I spell it wrong?
I don't know. Let me look up how to spell his name and not what team he played for.
There we go. I'm just like racking my brain. I should put in Billy Swift for Rockies Brewers just because Billy Swift did the Rockies. And who was the...
Yeah, Jason Bay.
He's not in there?
Jason Bay, yeah.
Jason...
J-S-O-N-B-A-Y. Oh, there it is. I could be wrong, man.
Oh, dude, you're saying Mets Brewers?
Yeah, Jason Bay. I don't know, man. We take a shot in the dark. Fuck. Because I know like towards like the end he went to a couple different teams and I was like, fuck, dude, Jason Bay maybe.
Jason Bay.
Oh, think LSD for the Mets and Brewers.
Who?
He said.
Ellis Burks? Ellis Burks?
No, Bonnie said think LSD for the Mets/Brewers. Doc Gooden?
Doc
Ellis?
Doc Ellis, really? Let's look at Doc Ellis. I maybe did, because I know it's the Yankees, Pittsburgh, New York Yankees, Mets. You're right, he was on the Mets, though.
I mean, yeah, that's what Jason said.
No, Jason Bay would play for the Mets. He just didn't play for the Brew Crew.
No, like... No,
he's a Canadian. And he went to fucking Gonzaga.
Because I remember that guy as a kid, dude. Like, I remember one year he was like in the home run derby or something.
Jason Bay was... Look at this guy. This guy's a Northwestern. He was born in Toronto, Canada.
I was thinking of Last Six Village.
He went to Northern Idaho College and then Gonzaga.
Because, like, you know, like sometimes players was either because they play for a team for like half a year or a year. They kind of bounce around. So I thought maybe there's a small chance that he was on the Brewers maybe for like a little bit. But
I want to see if I can find this catcher for Pittsburgh way back in the day. I'm going to go back to 03 Pittsburgh. See if we can find their catcher. What was this? Kendall? No, it wasn't Kendall. It's like the backup catcher. Humberto Cota?
There was... I remember Pittsburgh had a player. He was like not the guy, not Drew Maggie, whatever guy got called up, but there was a guy too they used to have that was he was a long time minor league player who finally got called up.
So our last guess before full cheating, Brewers. Here's how I'm going to do it. Let's go. The only Mets team that everybody knows is the '86 Mets. 1986 Mets. It was like Roger McDowell or somebody.
He's like, nope.
There's going to be some pitcher.
Mr. Jason Bonnie was like, yep, nope. So we were wrong on our guess. So
Kevin Mitchell never did Brewers time. Mookie, I don't think so. Elster might have. Kevin Elster might have been a Brewer.
What about Lance Arthur?
I couldn't be more wrong.
Lance Law, what the fuck his name is?
Kevin Elster was like a hot.
What was that guy's name? Something Law. The guy.
Darling O'Haga.
What was that guy's name? Lance Law.
Vance Law.
Lance Law was.
Vance Law, Brewer, Met.
Rocky? I don't know.
I'm not sure you're wrong. Let's look at Vance Law. I just want to look at this pitching staff. Orozco never was.
It's like, because you think of like these players, right? You're like, there could be a chance. There could be a chance.
There's Doug Sisk.
Throw him out there.
I just want to see if Orozco went anywhere else. Yeah, see? Orozco. Fuck. That's a cheat. But that's great. This is like Jesse Orozco. Mets. And then 80's Dodgers, Cleveland,
Oh yeah, look,
Milwaukee,
there.
Baltimore. You
who's
knew it
this?
was going to be some middle relief guy, setup guy like Orozco.
This guy played forever. Holy shit.
Orozco was filthy, dude. He pitched till he's 6. Jesse Orozco, we're going to put in, and then we're going to go watch some Jesse Orozco. Let's see what the rarity on Jesse Orozco is after we cheated. Okay, 193, but look at what's his percentage? 2%. So he was maybe our lowest. No, Mike Caldwell.
I feel
Jake Whalens was.
I feel like when we see
Jake, you do.
When we see the Rockies and Brewers, I'm like, oh yeah, no shit.
Let me show you some Jesse Orozco, dude. He was like Jesse Orozco was like a dude.
Jason's like tossing hints here.
46-year-old Jesse Orozco. Here we go. 86. This is what I remember. I remember Orozco just being super clutch. Orozco pads.
We're not listening. We're not very good jobs at listening to hints, are we?
No.
We're fucking it up. But
this is a pretty good look at his lefty nastiness. Orozco was huge.
1-8. Look at that little 21 saves.
2-3. That was probably the most saves he ever had in a season.
That was the year I was born.
Oh man, it was kind of a funky release on
I was born
Orozco.
in
You wouldn't
86.
want to see it. Saves. See, that was the most he ever had. 21. No, he had 31.
I do want to see who the Colorado and Brewers thing was
Well, it could be anybody.
on the grid.
Let's go pick a year for the Rockies.
97.
Was there the Rockies? They were there in 97.
Yeah, because they started in what, 94, 95?
Yeah.
92, somewhere there.
We'll find somebody. So we're looking for what, Brewers, Rockies? I can't spell.
Rockies. The Rockies. Oh, he said, Bunny said Orozco's a good one.
Yeah, Roscoe. But that's a full cheat. Walt Weiss? No.
So can I take these answers and do mine?
Kurt Manwaring? Forgot about him. Ellis Burks was such a great Rocky.
Galarraga. He was a Rocky in the Met. Galarraga was.
But we're not looking. We're looking for a Rocky and a Brewer.
No, but I'm saying, yeah.
I was confused. You're saying what we could have used. Yeah.
I was confused. Like, oh, yeah.
So we had to cheat on a Roscoe, and now we got to find our freaking. Go through the pitching staff. There's Billy Swift, 4-6 with a 6
Frank
ERA.
Castillo. Kevin putting on the Ritz.
Bruce Ruffin. Wasn't Bruce Ruffin with the Phillies? And then
yeah.
UT Austin. That's right. Bruce Ruffin went to high school in El Paso, but he just did Philly. Oh, no, he was. Look, Milwaukee.
Oh, shit.
You could have got it with Bruce Ruffin.
Go to his name again?
Fuck.
Go to his name again? Because if you look at, there's a stat. Look, 107th in Major League history. Like, why do they have to put that?
Where they put?
Where it says debut, it says 180th.
No, that's 1,000th. Debut. He was the 15,187th person to be officially a Major League Baseball player.
Oh, okay.
Everybody gets that stat in baseball. I think it's kind of a cool stat because, like, even today, there's only ever been like 26,000 dudes to play Major League Baseball, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
He's born in Lubbock, which is sad because I went to college there, and that's a very flat, windy town.
How old is that guy?
Ruff? How old is Ruffin now?
59.
59.
59 years old, boy. Getting old, man.
He's a Longhorn
He's
out of El Paso. But you know who else went to JM Hanks High School?
What's that?
Does anybody want to guess? Any viewers want to guess?
You.
He played for the Expos. Mark Gridzelanek.
Huh.
I'm pretty sure.
Something I would have never known.
Mark Gridzelanek went to that high school. Mark Gridzelanek out of El Paso.
I love that name, Bruce Ruffin.
Gridzelanek was like...
Instead of saying I'm going to beat your ass, I'm going to give you a goddamn Bruce Ruffin if you don't settle down.
Not a power guy, but he must have been a good glove. He played around until he was like 40, but never really like offensively productive. Well, career 289 hitter, not terrible. What's his 162 game average? Your 162 game average is 58 RBIs, which isn't brutal, I guess, for a middle infielder. But yeah, him and Bruce Ruffin.
I like his photo. He's like, "What's up?"
Here's my question. So wait, was him and Bruce Ruffin in high school at the same time?
Maybe.
So 89. When
Oh no,
when
he's
did
6 years.
Ruffin-
He's 6 years younger than
When
him.
did Ruffin go?
Because he's 50. That guy's 53. Yeah, he's 59. So yeah.
80. Yeah, they're different.
Unless Ruffin was a fuck up and then he was in school for a while.
So yeah, that could have been Bruce. This could have been Bruce Ruffin.
Because Galarraga, yeah, he was an ex-pro in Iraqi.
Yeah, there you go. What else we got for today before we wrap it up? Jim Lonborg. That was a Immaculate Grid cheat. And he's a good one because
He was like, I cheated.
I cheat all the time on Immaculate Grid, but
I get so irritated, dude, because like there's ones that I think I should know, and it's like not the right answer. I'm like, fucking bullshit. Like this thing's fucking rigged. There's a bug in the code, and it's not letting it. Because there was one day where it was like, it was a picture, and it was like so many strikeouts. I was like, oh yeah, this fucking guy, no problem. Wrong. I was like, I just fucking logged off the internet. I was like, I don't have time right now.
So I found Lonborg cheating for Immaculate Grid like 4 or 5 days ago when they were asking for a Red Sox Cy Young, and I was like, Clemens, Pedro, but there's got to be somebody else. And then he's got a Sabre bio that's pretty great, and he did. He was.
While you're talking, I just went off the tunes.
But check it out. So it's always funny when you like get a Cy Young of some guy like you never heard of. He's not a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
It's just like, what, this guy was a 20-game winner, but he was. He was unconscious in 1967, and I think the Red Sox went to the World Series and lost that year. So, but he's really good Sabre bio, but he signed a huge contract and then blew out his knees skiing in Tahoe, which is
Blew out his knees?
yeah, it's like
Dude,
he came back after, but he was.
that's such a frat
He
boy.
was a 17-game winner with Philly, so it wasn't like over after that. But it's just hilarious. Like right after you sign the huge contract, that just you get the most horrible news as a Boston Red Sox fan ever.
That's like a frat boy. So yeah, dude, I went to this place and blew up my knees, man.
What if there's like, this had to have happened because like everything that could possibly happen in the world probably would happen if you could just think it up. So I guarantee you the day before, like the Wander Franco news, there was some guy drunk at a bar in Tampa Bay just like talking shit to like a Yankees fan, like, in your face, we're the next legacy, we got Wander Franco for 10 fucking years, we're gonna kill the Yankees in the East forever and ever. And then like the next day the news is like,
So there's a card been going around and people are making fun of it. There's a Wander Franco Youth Invasion card.
no.
No, the actual name of the card is Youth Invasion. You're like all these young guys, and they're like, this doesn't look this. Yeah,
I gotta find it.
it's a series of cards. You know, all the young people, obviously. Youth Invasion. And people have been posting
Dude,
it.
Finish it off.
People have been posting it, and dude, I feel so bad for the Rays, man.
At the top.
Like if this.
I'm not laughing, but I'm laughing.
Like if this comes out to be true, like this guy, I don't want to be. I'm not trying to sound like yeah. See,
And see how that is.
Okay, you know Family Guy? If you've ever seen the episode where...
like click on it. Like, dude, someone spent $150 on that.
Well, now it's going to be... It's like a fuckface card. It's pretty terrible. But, like, I'll just say this. I'm a terrible human being. But there's, like... You have to have a sense of humor about life, and there's really nothing...
Like,
There's nothing truly funny
better
about
believe, like,
statutory rape, but
It's not.
I will say that, like, the Family Guy episode where Peter Griffin's like... He's like, Mike Tyson used to hit women, and there's nothing funny about that. He like waits forever.
Like-
it's like, dude, it's messed up, dude. You just
Like,
gotta.
I
If
think
you're not
because-
personally involved,
I think what's make people laugh is not so much the act.
it's just off. It's
just-
so
It's
off.
the fact that like somebody can be that fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Like you're not laughing at the crime. You're just laughing at the stupidity of another human being. Like
Yeah.
you're a grown ass man.
Where does it
A
say it on
professional
there?
baseball player. You should know better as a like. If dude, if
You
these
just gotta
okay,
find humor. If it's funny, it's funny. I'm sorry.
like what if these girls are like
Don't be scared of a sense of humor on
like
planet Earth.
what if these
You know,
girls
it's
are like what if there's
offensive.
multiple 14-year-olds? I'm like, dude, like what the fuck? Like
I don't know.
it's-
just how improbable he was.
Like
But
it
I do
hurts
know-
because like I'm a fan of that guy and I have a lot of his shit. Like I've bought a lot of cards of him, single cards, which I normally don't do for anybody really. And I bought like I don't give a shit. I didn't buy them for a shit ton. I bought them for like $5, but the fact that you like support somebody and you find out they're a fucking pedophile.
Yeah, dude.
Like your world is shattered. You know.
Well,
like.
Don't worry about him. Worry about Jim Lomborg, who's awesome, and a 20-game winner in 1967. And you know what he said? He goes, dude, I was pretty young in the American League. And he goes, you know what really helped? Elston Howard was my catcher. And Elston Howard only caught like 40-something games in 1967. So sometimes you have a starting pitcher, and they always have the same guy for their catcher, but that guy's not the everyday catcher. That's what Elston Howard, Yankee legend, I believe Elston Howard broke the color barrier with the Yankees. Was clutch, and he goes, dude, he knew all the hitters in the American League. He knew them backward and forward, so I just let that dude call the game.
You know who never would have pulled this goddamn Ron DeFranco shit? The Laser Show.
Dustin Pedroia?
He would have never pulled this kind of shit.
Yeah, no.
And like how do you, okay, so like, say Franco gets in trouble, which it looks like he's going to. How do you, like, approach the media? Because you know you got to do a press conference.
Well, that's right. Lomborg didn't play at Stanford, but he got a degree from there.
Like
So how does he recover when he doesn't?
How does Franco, like, you got to do a press conference, right? Like, against the allegations?
No.
Now,
There's no press. There's nothing. You just disappear now.
Franco did a live stream on Instagram or something a while back, a couple days ago, some shit about addressing this. But now, like, it's looking real bad for this guy, man.
Darn, you just disappear. Like, I don't know. Like, you're probably getting convicted, so, I mean, I'm not going to be like the Tony Montana criminal lawyer, but, like, you should leave. You should leave the country and probably go somewhere with no extradition. So, like, Ecuador seems like a good option. And then you got millions of dollars, legal name change, maybe set up a couple shell companies.
I would just lay low for the rest of my life.
Yeah, that's what you got to do now.
I'm not getting involved in any relationship. I'm going to lay low. Going to go have some...
Find women that are 18 years or older and change your name and become a taxi driver.
Grow a fucking beard.
What it is.
I'll grow a beard. I'll change my accent. I'm like, hey, guys, my name's Wonder Frank. No, can't say his name.
His name is now, Jimbo.
Pierre Jones.
Something. So.
Pierre Jones, a.k.a. the Big Toot.
Yeah. I'll say this also. Somebody was like tweeting out like it was like Super 70s Sports or something, like best like lyric.
We wasted Bonnie's hint, he said. He's like, my LSD hint for Tim Leary was great. Wasted.
Tim Leary?
Yeah, we fucked up, and we apologize.
How am I supposed
to...
That
was out of character for us, and we deeply apologize.
So dumb.
Do we need to do a press conference?
Tim Leary?
Tim Leary.
UCLA. So many dudes. So many major... How many Major League Baseball players went to UCLA?
You know the thing about Tim Leary? You know this motherfucker rocks some Wranglers. He's a Wranglers lifer.
Tim Leary. Look at that, dude. 12-12.
That donut looks good.
With Milwaukee. He was a Met. Man. But he was on LSD? So you got a Saber bio about it? No.
Everybody was on LSD, man. Seems like it back in the day, right?
Dude, he was first overall. He was second overall. First round, second. Leary deserves MILB hat Billy treatment. If he was like second overall, let's look at that first round of 1979.
I want to get a shirt that says LSD. Sometimes it's gonna say LSD. Sometimes you just gotta try it.
Just so you know, the only player in the entire world that Major League Baseball thought that was better than Tim Leary was Al Chambers. And let's look at Al Chambers' career WAR is -4, and he was a Mariner.
Al Chambers sounds like a bank.
Yeah.
Like what's it called? Not a bank, but like they're like.
This is how the Mariners draft.
What is it called?
This is how we draft.
It's not a bank, but it's something else. What is that called?
Wait, a bank?
It's not a bank, but it's a credit union. Oh. Al Chambers Credit Union.
This is your first. This is your first round picks. You should look like at Mariners' first round picks over the years. And who did you miss on? Van Slyke, Steve.
Was that the Van Slyke from Pittsburgh?
Yeah. Steve. I can't say Buscelli's name or whatever. Right. Tim Wallach was an Expo forever.
Joe Lansford? Who the fuck is that?
Well, look at him. Atlee Hammaker. I remember this dude. I kind of want to look up Atlee Hammaker.
I saw Steve Perry, the Aerosmith guy. No, that's someone else.
Oh, yeah, dude. I totally remember. Yeah, Atlee Hammaker. Dude, he was 59 and 67 with a 3.6. Not a reliever.
I'm going to Al Chambers Credit Union
First
later to pull some
rounder,
money out.
Adley. I remember having that dude's baseball cards. Jerry Don Gleaton.
That sounds like a country singer.
That is a country singer.
Look at his face. That's definitely a country singer.
Made it to the show.
Sponsored by
2.2 WAR.
Sponsored by Coors.
We had him in Seattle in the 80s. Somebody damn.
My dad is whip your ass. What's that guy's name? Jerry
That's a
Don
pretty-
Gleaton don't take no shit.
That's a pretty bad draft there in 1979.
Like some of these names just sound great. Like especially when they go by their middle name too.
Jay Schroeder never even made it to the show. He was third overall. Let's see second round if 79 gets him. That's a pretty bad looking draft. No disrespect to Al Chambers, but you know. Then they go Jamie Allen in the second round.
Hey, you know what? That's fine because Al Chambers has his credit union, so
Somebody should write a book
he's successful.
on the Mariners like scouting.
They also they could have got Lincecum too. They could have got Lincecum too.
Yeah, that's the one that burns me because he was right.
They fucked it up.
Given to you on a silver platter.
My dad would be pissed if he found that out.
Look at these guys: Bettendorf, Cato, Dodd. This is some pretty thin first two rounds in '79, man. Let's go to the third round, dude. This is one of the worst drafts I've ever seen.
If I go fishing, when I go fishing, can you call me the Fisher, Keith Fisher?
Oh, dang, man.
Nick Cara, Bob Melvin.
Bob Melvin's like the first
somebody.
known
Yeah.
dude in '70. He goes in the third round. Let's see what the.
Oh, so this is by year or?
Yeah, I'm just going through the first four rounds of this because it just. Ooh, Jimmy Presley he played for us a lot. He was not that bad.
Larry Ray, fuck yeah, dude. Larry Ray. That's my boy. Larry Ray.
He went to Kentucky Wesleyan.
I like Kentucky, man. I like Kentucky football. UK or whatever the fuck it's called.
Oh, dang, man.
Because Jared Lorenzen back in the day was my dude.
I don't know what anybody else knows about the 79. Greg Gagne. That dude. 26 career WAR.
Eric Gagne's brother, huh?
Is it? No, I don't know. Maybe are they related? That's crazy.
Nah, probably not a shot.
Greg Gagne is probably the best dude in the draft. You got Harold Reynolds, though.
I love that name, Jackie Skaggs or whatever.
Oh, dude, you got Bill Duran. That dude's good. Miami of Ohio.
Oscar Burnett.
Let's take a look at Bill Duran, because 32 career WAR for a guy that you don't remember a lot is kind of a lot.
Jay Schroeder was NFL QB.
So
Schroeder.
Duran.
I ripped my Schroeder. I was riding my bike and I slipped and fell and ripped my Schroeder wide open.
Bill Duran. Oh shit! I gotta go pick up the kid. Oh, we gotta wrap it. I gotta pick up children. All right. Well, that's a show. We gotta
close this out, dude.
I gotta say, yeah, bump it out. Thanks to Jake Whalen, ATG. Seguin River Monsters official. I'll start messing with OBS.
Shout out to the people who appreciated the little video I put together because I was really proud of it.
Go to toilet cam for a second. We bump our way out. I think we need to know what's going on in that room.
A whole lot of nothing.
Look at that.
Earlier before we started.
Oh, dude, this is reversed. I don't know how to unreverse it sometimes. Look at that.
GTA. It says GTA.
GTA. There you go. That's so funny. I don't know, like.
Dude, GTA going to Alabama. Hell yeah.
There's an ATG. There's a way to like do it. You go like. I don't know. Lewis knew how to do it.
I've never really fucked around in OBS.
And then.
You ever been like on Twitter and like you try to search and some phone call, like sometimes I'll be on Twitter and I'll try to search MILB Happily and for some reason it won't show. I'm like, what the fuck?
Check out ATG
I'm
or
so
GTA.
mad. You know what sounds good right now? A bowl of chili with a slice of cornbread. Wow.
That is good. That should be the thumbnail, just a toilet and logos. That's our shows. That's how classy we are.
I know we want to set up a shot too of the driveway of cars like in the road.
Yeah, dude. It's money. All right, thanks for hanging out with us, guys. We'll see you next time. Once we get the software that Dutch is talking about figured out, we're gonna have you guys all back on a guest, and we can all play Immaculate Grid together, and we'll actually pay attention.
It's a like I said, it's a server. It's server based, and not so much an app. So you just send them a link, and they can just join right up.
Somebody explain to me why Bill Duran's career WAR is 32, because that's pretty strong. It's pretty strong. It's higher than Gagne's, isn't it? Greg Gagne?
Is that
right.
Corbin? Corbin, right? The pitcher, Corbin something. Oh yeah, Corbin Burns. There it is. I just don't know a shit ton about Milwaukee.
1,300 hits, man.
All I know is Ryan Braun is a piece of shit who cheated and sucked ass after that.
I think you talked trash about that.
I'm very brutal with my opinions.
I gotta get in line at the elementary school. That was a good one. All right, buddy. Dude, thanks for coming out. Fist bump it. Oh wait, let's go to the camera where we can watch the fist bump it out.
Switch to the camera. Yeah.
Seguin River Monsters, world champions. I gotta uncover you somehow.
There's this camera right here.
There's that one. There's that one. Yeah. I don't know how to move this over here.
You have a good weekend too, sir. Everybody who came to the chat and watched. Oh, guess who was back for a short while? Ricky. Remember Ricky?
Yeah.
Goddamn Ricky.
All right, bud. Thanks for coming out. Sorry the setup took forever, but we out.
Hey, it was new. We had to figure shit out.
I
gotta piss before I head home.
All right, you gotta do that. I go pick up kids. Thanks, boys. End stream and.